All right, we're recording. All right, we'll have one more when Danny comes in. What time did you tell him to come in?
8:30.
Okay.
That way you'd have time to do all the.
I did all the stuff. Everything's been done. All the
go.
promo. I get on about quarter to share.
It's Jules.
I share, then I put it on YouTube, and then I go in and do all the, the sponsor stuff. Cover all the sponsor stuff. Penelope could always be the sponsor of the barrel bottle breakdown.
Yeah.
Who knows? I'm leaving that one up to you. This is your baby. The barrel bottle breakdown sponsorship is your baby. You did it. You invented it.
I don't know about all that, but hey, whatever I can do.
Whatever you can do.
Ash, what's been happening? I haven't talked to you in a while.
A lot of work, man. Getting back caught up, getting back in the swing of things.
Yeah.
You're right in my busy season right now. March,
That's
April,
good.
May, and June.
Yeah, that's good though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stay busy.
Let's see if I can turn this
Picked up on my way home tonight, stopped and looked at a brand new food trailer. And I'm going to have to put that system in. You already told me, yeah. Put that system in probably in about 3 to 4 weeks, you said.
Nice.
Yeah. And yeah, I do that. Told him, and I get these people with the food trucks and food trailers, I get them to bring them right here to the house, my shop, on Wednesday. I'll work on it a little bit in the evenings and, on Saturday, and then boom, I'll have it cranked out by Sunday.
What does AB fire extinguishers and service have to do with bourbon?
Hey, it has to do with Nash. That's why.
That's exactly right. You used to mention it a lot, in the beginning years.
Yeah, and I got you so busy. You couldn't ever come on, so I had to back off because you're so busy.
And that's the excuse you're going with.
That's exactly what I'm going with. I had to cut that. All of a sudden, I'm talking about it, and you're never there. I actually put out a missing persons bulletin, if you remember.
I remember that.
Wait, is it there? Let me see. I can show everybody if it's there. Oh, it sure is. It's right here.
I'll put my feet up. I'm gonna relax.
Look at this. It's mugshot right there. There.
Mugshot.
It's missing. He was a missing person.
You stole that. I turned around for 1 minute and it was gone.
You left
out of the machine.
You left it in the machine. I came back 3 hours later and it was sitting in there.
No, it wasn't. And if somebody would have found that, they would have been ransoming that for money.
Yeah, me and CT were in the middle of nowhere this morning, dropping samples.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking forward to Saturday too, CT. That should be fun. I mean.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be great.
I don't know, people 4 podcasts in 1 week.
Yeah, those will be unique because that's a different. Those are more events that we're being involved in. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but to do that podcast, to do those podcasts, it's really kind of cool because I'll be using, it's like we're in person. The last one we did like that was Whiskey Thief. I really got the microphones down. When we were in New Orleans, I think Macaulay's wedding I was the most proud. I was the most proud I ever was with microphones because nobody could hear the wedding because of the cityscape live. It was really hard to hear what they were saying, and they were kind of being quiet, but the microphone picked it all up.
Yeah.
I'm working on sending that to Macaulay. I'm just working on it and doing it so I could send it to him as a present.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Yep. Did you open all your bottles already?
I opened because I gave you samples too. So yeah, the one I haven't drank So I did not drink any of the ones that Danny sent yet. So other than what I have.
Probably the Omega I should probably crack. I was thinking of reselling that on the market. I'm just kidding.
No, that's a great bottle. If you remember, I almost brought that. Well, I did bring it to the Christmas party, but I didn't put it in. And Lizen was like, I can't believe you didn't put that in for the bottle of the year.
Yeah,
it's good. I don't know if it would have
Did you tell
done any.
Did you tell
But it's good.
Lizen why you didn't put it in? Because I know why you didn't put it in.
I didn't want you guys to drink it all.
No, it wasn't that at all. It was you knew that if you put it in, Lizen would put in the Amberana, the Rio, and you were
That's
like,
all right.
you had to.
Hey, I would let him have his moment.
Well, tonight you're going to let him, because right after with Danny, if we go long, it would be cool to have Matt on. It's just that to have 5 on it would have made Danny really little. 4 is like 2 and 2, you know.
Yeah.
I would love to have Matt on. Matt would love to be on, I'm sure. All right. I'm telling you, this bottle, this bottle right here, this F Cancer, you have a sample of that, right? I gave you that. That is this bottle.
It's out in my truck though.
You should have it, man.
I know, but I'm not going to be able to get it right now. I got too much other stuff.
The nose on this thing is unbelievable. I mean, I think they should talk about that one.
Well, I'm sure he will. And then I think the last time I drank that was at when they had their little event at Lux Row that I was with. Remember, that was during KBF. You were doing something else that night, and I went to that. It was like maybe Wednesday or Thursday night. You guys had some other event you went to, and I went to the Penelope thing.
Right. You didn't go to Bourbon in the Air, did you?
That's what it was. I didn't go to Bourbon in the Air. I went to that event.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are the bottles. So that little bottle you have, this is what it came in. It says Penelope Rye, and it's like, I'm like thinking about it. Did Danny just go into the Rick house and just thief it in there and then shipped it? But you can see there wasn't much in the bottle.
Right.
But yeah, did he just go in there and like, hey, I'm going to send you guys a couple of things that are interesting? So tonight I went over to the guys were having a Masters thing at Dirk's dad's house. So I went over for a little bit, and one of the guys came up and he's like, man, I brought a bottle today for everybody to share, try it. And it was Penelope Toasted. So I sent that to Danny, and I'm like, hey, we're enjoying some of your bottle here for the Masters. So he said, I think I'd rather be at the Masters.
Wow. This Penelope. What is this one?
I think it's 4 grain. Yeah, it says it on the bottom in that little gold seal at the bottom of the label. Very bottom.
Yeah. That's not it's not normally 4 grain, is it?
Yeah, it is. That's their
corn, rye, wheat, and malted barley. Yep.
It's their entry bottle.
It's got a nice nose on it.
If I remember right, I got like some honey on that the last time I had it.
What would be really?
You know, the bottle. Bottle I wanted to do was the there's 2 that I want. Cigar cask, which I wish I would have got it back at Kentucky Bourbon Festival. And I like the Havana. It's sweet, but I like it.
I think I actually have Havana.
It's that purplish colored.
I might have let somebody else have that. I'm thinking about that. It was. I love it. The Havana is the rum barrel finish, right?
Yeah, it was good.
Oh no, it was great. Actually, I liked it a lot. Better than I liked. Better than liking. I liked Havana better than I liked the second batch of Rio.
Mm.
You're shared, Nash?
Yep. Oh yeah, all shared up, ready to go. Hey, I could have been at the Masters Saturday. There's a friend of mine that he owns 5 hotels down there in Augusta,
Yeah.
and just right down from Augusta. And he asked me when I was up there last month if I wanted to come down and go to it, and I was like, no.
Oh man,
Yeah,
that's one thing I would like to go just for the experience.
yeah.
Just to say you did eat the food. A lot of people talk about the food at the place is awesome.
Oh yeah, and it's like those tickets, they're like $1,000 to $2,000 a piece.
Yeah, and you have to enter a drawing to get into it. I entered into the drawing. I didn't win.
Yeah, he actually gets them because of like some kind of sponsorship deal and all that. So he gets them every year, gets so many and all. But that's why he asked me, because I was just talking about it. Told him I had a lot of friends, up here that golf. I've played golf before, but it's just not one of my things. I've got too many other things that take up most of my time.
Right? Golf takes a lot of time too.
It does take a lot of time. And it got to where when I got my Harley, I was like, if I'm going to spend time outdoors like that, I'd rather be on the Harley riding instead of putting around the golf.
The thing that golf does for me is it irritates me until I have some bourbon and a cigar. Then it turns into an enjoyable time, and I quit keeping score.
There you go.
Just enjoy it. Just enjoy nature, just being out and about.
Yeah. And then too, like I say, when you're with a couple of friends out there riding around on the golf cart and all that.
Yes.
It's a good time.
Well, let's see. Did I block it for? No, I didn't block it for people there. All right, perfect. I think as far as there we go. Hey, Danny.
What's
Danny?
up?
What's
What's
up,
happening?
How you guys doing?
Awesome, man. I am.
The Motley Crew here, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's us. You got us all.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
Awesome.
How are you tonight?
I am in my secret lair, my basement.
All right.
Yeah. This is where the magic happens.
You go.
All right.
Yeah.
A lot of Penelope on the screen.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're fans.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Awesome.
Well, you had one of our good friends, involved in Penelope for so long that we saw her everywhere, and we drink it and drink more of it, and then get more of it and share more of it, and so that's the brand that you created. What an amazing journey this has been. I was looking back through photos, and holy crap, I sent Jeff one of the 3 of us, and then I'm like, I have so many pictures, whether it's KBF, there in Columbus at the one bar that you were at.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just feel like you've been everywhere in Ohio. So, that's helped a lot.
Oh yeah. I've been all over the place.
Yeah.
Penelope Roadshow.
Yeah.
But that's what built it, like a lot of people don't put that time and effort in, and you guys do. You guys have been everywhere, and you still go to events. It's like which we'll let you tell that story, but holy cow.
Don't tell my wife, but it's work,
That's what I try to tell mine.
Right. It's like, oh man, I have to go drink bourbon with my friends again.
Yeah. oh, we got another podcast and it's a week-long festival and we got so many things lined up. It's tour after tour. And
Yeah. Yeah. People
don't want to leave.
people buying you good bottles and drinks of pours and this crazy steak that they don't want to hear any of that. So yeah, we have to. That's why you come back with a nice leather handbag.
You know, every time I go out to a festival, I always, when I hit those gift shops, I always come back with something for my own wife.
Yep.
See, I haven't learned
That's
that
the
lesson.
reason why. Happy wife, happy life.
Well, my real day job is recycling, and we just pulled in Amazon. And the crazy thing is I have to start stashing the stuff that there's been so much that goes through on their returns that my wife, I've gotten her 3 Michael Kors purses. I've gotten her. I mean, it's just like all of our appliances have been updated. So I'm thinking about I got to keep finding the special ones and put them aside for when I'm in trouble.
There you go.
That's the move right there. Yeah.
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 I need to take notes on those guys.
All right. So,
well, Jeff, you want to get started with it?
Yeah.
And that way we can, and then we'll let Danny go into telling us all about it. But yeah, tell him how we're gonna do this.
Yeah, the way it starts is that I play about a 40-second promo that goes on the recording, but we can't hear it. Then you'll hear and kind of see our theme song on the screen, and then I'll just go right into the intro, introduce you, and then once we can, then we'll just get right into it. I'll introduce everybody, and then we'll just start talking.
Nice.
All right.
Great.
All right.
I gotta take my retainers out. I feel like I have a lisp. I don't know.
No.
One second.
All right.
Go ahead.
I'll hit it. I'll just get it going.
Yeah.
Middle West Spirits was founded in 2008, focusing on elevating the distinct flavors of the Ohio River Valley. Their spirits honor their roots and reflect their originality as makers, their integrity as producers, and their passion for crafting spirits from grain to glass. Their Michelin Reserve line reflects their story from the start to the bottle to your glass, with unique wheated and rye bourbons and also rye and wheat whiskeys. The Michelin brand is easy to sip. It might be a grain to glass experience, but I like to think of it as uncut and unfiltered from their family to yours.
Drinking bourbon, sipping on some scotch. We get a little wild, but it's sure fun to watch. We love what we do, we're drinking every brew. Man, we talk some shit, but we're telling the truth. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon boys, raising some hell and making some noise. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon boys. We're here to have fun and we hope you enjoy. We're here to have fun.
Yeah! Woo! All right. Welcome back to another podcast of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We've got special guests here tonight. It's awesome. We've got Danny Polise, right? That's it? Polise.
Close enough.
Right. I've gone it over. That's just one of not my strength, but close enough, as you said. And we've got Super Nash and we got CT. Great.
We're just gonna call him Danny P.
Yeah, that
Danny
works.
P. Danny Penelope.
Cheers and welcome, everybody.
Cheers. The podcast tonight, I'm excited, really super excited, because Danny, when I first met you a while back, that was I think it was at the tasting, when they were setting up the barrel pick release for, we did the barrel pick for Ohio. I think that's the first time I met Wendy too. So
That's right.
So, and then you came up with us and did a specific tasting at the Barrel Room up here in Canton, and CT kind of followed us up for that, and that was a spectacular night. I mean, lots of people went through, but I mean, that's ages ago, right?
Feels like it.
And it's just, it's so cool to see this. And tonight, I CT and me were talking about the journey of where you were at that point. And I think when we were there, after the barrel pick we went through, and you got a FedEx package delivered right to you of some of the blends that you had done, and you tasted through that before you headed up to, and it was just kind of cool to see. We were just talking just right before this about how much fun it is to do what you're doing, and we got to somehow convince our wives that this is work, and that's the same. But at the same time, there was no time not to work for you there. You came in, you did the whole presentation, we did the barrel pick, and all of a sudden you're looking at samples, drive in up to the taste. It was like an hour away up to the tasting, stayed in, and so talk about a little bit about those days, when you first were starting it out, and what initially made you start out? I mean, why did you do this?
Yeah, well, why did I do it? I don't know. I mean, it's been awesome. It honestly just started kind of like everyone, just sitting around drinking whiskey, right? Drinking bourbon. And then, my buddy, Mike Palladini, I grew up with him. We were next door neighbors. We went through grade school together. And, this was only 7 years ago, maybe. And we're just talking, about whiskey. And he's like, I want to start a bourbon company. And I'm like, all right, that's cool. Let me know how it goes, man. I think everyone, when you think about, okay, I'm going to start a bourbon company, you're like, well, there's a lot of bourbons out there, what's your right to win? You really have no right to win, right? And we're just two Italians from New Jersey. We definitely don't have a right to win in bourbon. And, it was just like a passion. So I was like, hey, well, let's figure it out. So he did some homework, and he came back, and he had ended up talking to MGP, the distillery in Lawrenceburg, Indiana. They distill a ton of liquid for a lot of brands, right? And it's the old Seagram's distillery, so a lot of history there. And he actually got a meeting set up, and he kind of teed it up he had a mattress company back in the day, and then he teed up the meeting like he was going to buy 1 million barrels, right? Like he was a big hitter going to come in, and they're like, yeah, come out, come check out the barrels. And we fly out there, and they roll out the red carpet thinking we're going to buy 1 million barrels. And after the meeting, we hang out, have a couple beers with them, and we're like, hey, we'll buy 3 barrels. And they're like, 3 barrels. We're like, yeah, but we promise there's more to come after that. We just want to make sure that these are the right 3 barrels. But that day was, it was 2018, and that's when we did our first blend. We blended 3 different mash bills from MGP, and we were like, this is great. He liked it, I liked it. I mean, that's all that mattered at the time. And we just went forward with it. We're like, worst case scenario, we have bourbon the rest of our lives that we can just drink. And then from there, it just kind of took off, and it becomes an obsession. It's just it's like a never ending obsession. You're like, I love it. I want to do it. I want to sell it. I want to make it. I want to do everything whiskey, and I want to learn everything whiskey. And then that's kind of like what happened. Like we made our first 80 proof whiskey, bourbon, and it was 2 years old. I mean, it was like at the time we thought it was like the best thing ever. And but we drove around New Jersey and we sold it at the back of our car, and people actually liked it. I don't know if they liked the story. I think it tastes great. I still drink that one the most, the one we made that first day. And and from there, we bought 3 barrels, and then we bought 6 barrels, 12 barrels, 24, or whatever the multiples of 3 are. And
nobody told you there was going to be math involved in this.
I know. Yeah. Why was I an engineer? And it's just been a fun journey since then. Now we're in 50 states and 8 or 9 countries, I think, and we've sold a lot of bottles, and we've had fun doing it. And as anybody that goes to a store and sees Penelope, there's obviously a lot of different products we have out there, but they all have a story, and they all have kind of like a why behind them, and a personal why to Mike and I why we made them, and I hope everybody likes them.
So you guys literally were sitting, just having a good time, and conversation starts, and this is the wheels that turn that starts a brand.
Yeah. We were playing golf.
Wow.
We were playing golf with a buddy, John of ours, and Mike had made the call, right? And we'd always talked about doing business together, and we talked about the whiskey. And I was just like, he kind of took the first steps on it. And so he turns to my friend John and I, and he's like, hey, so I set up the meeting at the distillery, but I got a +1, who's in? And John's like, I got to ask my wife. And I'm like, I'm in. And sorry, John.
Yeah. Now, is John still your friend?
John is still my very, very good friend.
Awesome.
But he acknowledges that if he was the other guy, that the brand never would have existed. Him and Mikey would have killed themselves.
And so when you guys started, go ahead, Nash.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, have any of you guys ever had like any formal training as far as the blending and stuff? Or did you just like pick it up, or just like learn as you go?
Yeah, I have formal training. I have a bourbon dosing kit.
There you go.
I don't know. I was cleaning out the other day and I found this, and this was like, I remember, I don't know who, I saw it on like Instagram or whatever, but in the early days I bought this, and I'm like, that's, kind of still, I actually still go back to it sometimes when you just need to get back to the basics. But no, we just jumped into it, and I don't know, it was just, do you like it? We just tried to make something that we both like. And we're like, I go around and I do all these like blending classes and things like that. And people are always like, well, how do you blend? How do you blend? And I'm like, honestly, everyone can do it. It's a matter of how much time do you have. And I probably oversimplify it, but if I give you 3 ingredients, you just sit there long enough and put them together in different ways, you're going to figure out what tastes the best for you. Right. And,
Absolutely.
and then so for me over time, it became, it used to take me like a week to do a barrel strength blend, and I would make like 150 different iterations of these combinations of the barrels, or how many, push away these barrels, bring these barrels in. And it's just like, fast forward, I could do a blend in like less than 5 minutes, like I can look at a barrel sample and know which warehouse it's in and what floor, and I'm, most of the time, like what batch code, I already know what it tastes like, and then I kind of know how it goes together in my head.
Mm-hmm.
It's just time at that point. And
I'm telling you, so my daughter is super smart, and it's been her whole thing, her whole life. She can do things very easily, so she thinks the rest of the world, it's kind of easy for them. But what you just described and how you do things, you're doing it in a way that's fairly easy to you, and you worked really hard. I'm not saying that, but at the same time, there are people who can try and blend and they just don't either have the taste, the smell, or whatever, or the like of the right combination. Like your palate, obviously, is a palate that people like. So you're making with there's people who have palates where they like Scotch, for instance. No, I'm just kidding. No, but
Right.
what I'm trying what I'm trying to say is that, yes, I get what you're saying, and it's amazing that you were able to start off the way you did, but you started off small, like you said. You bought 3 barrels, you worked at it, and then it just kept getting bigger. So your training, your formal training, is the actual batch and more barrels to choose from, right?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Oh, look at the doggy.
Luca's always hanging out. He doesn't leave very far from my feet.
But it's still fun for people to, try it out and do it themselves at home. You could take different brands, you could take different variations of specific brands and kind of just sit there and play with it a little bit and just kind of have fun with it.
Yeah.
See what comes out.
So when you guys started out, you said you had that first batch. So what did you call it? Like the first rendition, what was it?
That was it was actually the Tiny's got the white label there on the counter. It's that 80 proof.
4 grain.
Yeah. And it was MGP. It was Indiana liquid, like a lot of mash bills come out of that people are really familiar with. But when we put these 3 different mash bills together, it created like this different profile that people, I guess, weren't accustomed to with MGP. So I remember the first couple of days when we went to go sell, I walk in, hey, I live in New Jersey. I got this bottle of bourbon I made. Like, will you sell it in your store? And they're like, what is it? Where does it come from? And I'm like, oh, it comes from this distillery, MGP. They're like, MGP, I got enough bottles on the shelf that are MGP. And I'm like, all right, well, maybe you could just try. And they're like, okay. And they try it and they'd be like, oh, that tastes different. That combination of 3 mash bills that create this 4 grain blend kind of gave it this little roller coaster of like flavor that I think was at the time not the MGP, quote unquote norm. And it kind of gave us a little bit of foot in the door, I think. I think so, that. And then, it wasn't called Jack, Jim, Brad, John. It was called Penelope. So, it was like a little twist, a little different, looked like a wine bottle.
Oh, well,
yeah, it definitely stood out. You guys, the logo being just simple with the P, I always thought was just an eye catcher. You didn't have to look very hard in a store to see it. It just stood out.
Or
that was the whole thing too. We made that on Microsoft Word.
Yeah, with the type font.
We said, we said, let's make it 128 point font so that's on the back of our shelf.
Right. But it works. It works.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
We
does.
just kind of kept it simple, and we just honestly just kept it true to like whatever we liked at the time.
So did you guys ever have the thought like of distilling yourselves, or did you always have that like, hey, we're gonna buy juice from MGP until we die, or did you ever go through that phase of thinking the other way?
Well,
it definitely came up, and I think it was more of a personal like quest. I think at the time, to distill. Like we had at first we had a home. We were contract bottling out of Kentucky, and we were sourcing the barrels from Indiana, and then we were just selling them, right, the finished product. Then we finally got a warehouse in New Jersey where we used to like distribute our own stuff, and then we got it permitted by the TTB to do some blending and bottling. And I had some plans to the TTB, like showing a still room and all like this distillery components. So like at one point I was like, maybe, do it just for the hell of it. Just, I want to do it personally. And then, so that was like the first time it came up. And then the second time it came up was we hit a point in our, I guess, our business, right? from a business perspective where we couldn't operate out of our little shitty New Jersey warehouse anymore, for lack of a better term. And we were really at the crossroads of like, what's the next step for Penelope? Like, how do we scale? How do we continue to grow? How do we go into more markets? And it was either go left or go right. It was either, find land somewhere, right? And create that, what you know of like distilleries, right? Like, yeah, I don't know, 100 acres, and we have a still house and brick houses and blah, 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 all that stuff. So we were like looking at that like really hard, actually. We were actually in talks with the county in Kentucky about, like buying 100 acres for $1 and then bringing the utilities to it so we could like grow. But that involved, like, to be honest, it involved taking capital, taking money from other people to grow it. Because at the time, it was just owned by Mike and I until,
Yeah.
And the path B was, well, we make all this liquid in Indiana at MGP, and then they reached out and were like, "Hey, we would like to acquire you." And we were like, "Well, that sounds cool." And they're like, "Yeah, we want you to stay on and still make the product and do all that stuff." And we're like, "Okay, that's cool." So it's like pretty much the same thing.
So
one with a better, ending, I think.
well, but no,
it's been like, and they were like family, and they still are, and it's been an amazing venture with them, to be honest with you. And we could never even got to this point without them.
But you're like the ultimate American story of why America's great. Okay, what you're saying, where you're at now. If for everybody out there, MGP Rosin purchased Penelope 2 years ago, correct? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, coming up on 3 years.
3 years. Okay, so 3 years ago, and you guys went pretty much overnight. It was almost overnight, where all of a sudden, whatever you didn't have and what you were lacking, all of a sudden was there. Including
keys to the castle,
including money. That's for sure. That helped, because before I'm sure there was a lot of investment in whatever, and it wasn't like. But now, what's awesome about it is here's a question. You said you're not. Are you working with them to distill special things for Penelope? Like, have you talked to them, or are you still barrel selecting and doing it the way you were before?
No, so yeah. So I guess, sort of. I have distilled a little. So I worked with the team over there, the engineers, to develop a 4-grain distillate.
I mean, you actually, you're distilling. I mean, honestly, that's what it is. I mean, it goes in the distill. You make up them, then you start to taste through it as it ages, and that's what we get get the exciting aspect of it. And that, I mean, honestly, who wouldn't? If how you've set up if anybody could do this, mold or path, it's like the perfect path.
It's been awesome. And people always ask, why do you have so many SKUs, right? Why do you have so many products? And I was like, well, they're not all meant to be on the shelf at the same time, but I have so many because we, especially after the acquisition, like I have 28 different in-house mash bills to work from.
Yeah.
Like out there, like they make 2 or 3 mash bills, and that's what they use for their brands. Like we have 28 different mash bills. It's like, it's endless. It's so fun. Like we were just down in Florida last week working on a cigar blend for our Chapter 2 cigar blend. And we were with some people in the cigar industry, and it's just like, I grabbed a bunch of stuff, like different mash bills, and we, had them all on the table. And I'm like, this is exactly why it works. It's like we're creating like a whole new profile by taking all these mash bills as options and putting them together. So that has been amazing. And then not to mention, like, we still source also outside of the MGP world. Like that's what's cool. It's not like we got acquired and we have to use their distillate. It's like there's still sourcing options outside of that. And that's what Penelope has always been. It's like we're just blenders. We like to put together like whatever we think tastes good, and hopefully other people think it tastes good too. So
that's the key. That you go based on taste, not on, oh my God, this will sell. Oh, this is gimmicky. You go based on, do I want to drink it? Are other people going to want to drink it? Because at the end of the day, that's what's important.
Or I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, you know, we're up at 2 a.m. on the phone trying to come up with a new name for a product. It gets sometimes it gets a little gimmicky.
As it should.
We came up with Havana.
But there's a reason behind the different names.
Yeah, I mean, it should be gimmicky. I mean, that's what most bourbon drinkers. I've always said it myself. I want the full package. I want the good distillate. I want the packaging. You know, I want the whole thing, and I want the story. And that's kind of what you deliver. You deliver everything.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what you should.
And I think
it's like wherever, like where we get the barrels, like the Rio, like the barrels are from Brazil. So,
did you ever think, this is something Matt wants to know? I can't see the chat, but I'm sure he's in there. Matt would like to know, did you ever think of calling the Rio bottle Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. That came up. Rio was almost a honey only thing. And then we were like talking about calling it like the Beekeeper or Honeycomb something or something. And then we added in the Umbriana cast, and it was like, oh, well, that's like, you know, Brazil, Rio, like Carnival, you know. So some of the conversations, I wish we like could have recorded like some of the conversations on how these things came up, because it's kind of funny. And it's usually drinking's involved when we're doing it.
Now, you didn't touch on it earlier, but speaking of names, the brand name comes from Mike's first daughter, correct?
Right. Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. That's a great story to tell, especially when you were going around selling it out of the trunk of your car. It's probably, you get a little, you pull on people's heartstrings a little bit, and you're like, hey, you know
that was his big, that was his big sale line. You know, it's like, I gotta feed Penelope. You know, like, can you just buy a bottle?
It's like Girl Scout cookies.
We had no kids, you know, back then, neither of us, and Penelope, you know, him and his wife got pregnant first, and you know, it was Penelope. They knew they were going to name her Penelope, so even before she was even born, you know, the brand was born.
She was a bourbon brand.
Yeah, she has.
Did they tell her that they named it? They named her after the bourbon brand.
Yeah. And then like we have the Cooper series, and Cooper's my son, so like we go on a lot of family vacations together, the two families, and like I'll hear like Penelope and Cooper, like Penelope's like, well, my name's bigger. And then Cooper's like, well, the Cooper series sells more bottles than it's like, oh my God, guys, you guys gotta come to every. And then the other kids don't have a name on any bottle, so I feel bad for them. But you know, zero kids, and then 5 kids just a couple years later. So it was a crazy time.
You know they're going to get older and they're going to want to get in that fight.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh, just wait till they're old enough to just start drinking the stash, you know, of themselves.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Cooper's got a better nose than I do. I'll put like Rio. I don't know if this is like appropriate, but I'll like put Rio under his nose and let him smell it, because he always wants to know what things smell like. And he'll be like, "Oh, I smell honey and cinnamon." And I'm like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh well, children. I mean that. Yeah. I mean they haven't wrecked their senses yet. I mean, honestly. You know, most people, most young people, it's hard for them to drink bourbon and pick stuff out because their taste buds are still new and they haven't burned them off yet. You know, once you wear them down a little bit, that's why a lot of times older people are drinking bourbon. You know, because of the fact that they can taste things, because over time their taste buds have mellowed. But I mean, most of the time you give somebody the whiskey for the first time and all they taste is the heat.
Right. Yeah.
Danny,
last
one
summer, I took like August. I didn't have whiskey. I didn't have any whiskey. Like it was a low point. I didn't have to make like anything like, and I was like, this is a good time to like just kind of reset the old palate,
Mhm.
I still drank other stuff, but like just stepped away from whiskey for a little and see what happened. And I came back and it was like, I felt like a newborn baby with my with my taste buds. It was nuts.
I've missed you, brown sugar.
Exactly. Yeah. That was wild.
But I do have one question during the acquisition of like everything that happened with MGP. So I assume you can talk about it, but when that happened, did you have the choice to stay on or not? Or was it just always like, hey, you and Mike got to stay on or we're not interested? And if so, talk about that a little bit.
I don't know. That's a good question. I feel like it just like it was almost symbiotic, if that's is that the right word? Like it like never was like it was just like we assumed we were on, and they were like, you guys are on, so it wasn't like it never really came up like, well, we're just gonna step away, like because we weren't done at all, we're still not. It's just
Yeah.
So I think the fact that they just assumed that they wanted us on still, and that we assumed that we wanted to be on, that we were going to be on,
I think it speaks a lot for them that they did, because a lot of places would come in, buy it, think that, oh yeah, we're the big mighty Oz, we'll just keep rolling out stuff and keep selling it. But I think they definitely saw that you guys are the face of the brand. You're what made the brand work. The juice is great, obviously it is, but you guys being able to put together a pleasing bottle that people like, that they want to get, whether it's the Architect series and they're waiting for the next one, or the Barrel Proof and they're waiting for the next one, and so forth and so on. But yeah, I think they did a good job of letting you guys be involved like you are, because it's still your brand. I mean, honestly, like I don't think most people would even know that MGP owns it now. It still feels like it's just you and Mike.
Except for bottle volume.
The team.
Bottle volume
the
is
team.
nice.
It is nice that we can get more of it now. Yes.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if we would have been able to like get over the next hurdle without them and the team, and the accessibility, the production, like, because right before acquisition, it was getting nuts. We barely had any employees, but we were moving quite a bit of volume. And I remember like I spent 99.9% of my day like doing like back office, just business stuff, right? Like running payroll and, making sure we had health insurance and all that stuff. And I remember getting like a little burnt out and being like, just want to go back to where we could like talk about product, spend as much time as I need to do blending and all that stuff. So like after the acquisition, you have all these people that are like part of this team, and they were all so excited to be, working on Penelope, because there was some excitement about it. And that's what really helped kind of take it to that level.
They took all that load off your back so you could go back to.
Oh my God. Yeah. I couldn't deal with running another payroll.
I mean, it's a, what would you say, a compliment, because there's so many people who use MGP to start their brands and get to where they need to go, and NDPs that are also using MGP, and everybody does things uniquely. But it's like they approached you, and honestly, if you went from this, your flavor of what you do for MGP, that flavor that you keep consistently putting it out and then coming up with surprises all over based off of it's not the standard. It's not just MGP. I mean, there's a lot of places that put it out, and I can tell what it is. I've had like the store owner. I know what MGP tastes like. I know what its flavor profile is, and it's throughout most of those brands. There's just a few brands that were able to get away from it, and you definitely did it. And so if you left, I don't know how if you guys would have left and they bought it, I don't know if it would have stood up because they didn't have you. I mean, now they might be paying attention, so but you're still super young. It's not like you're going anywhere for a while, but but overall, it's I mean, I knew that when I was talking to you when we were doing the barrel pick.
People are still surprised that I taste everything that's made still, like but I don't know. I want to like.
Yeah. How different is your batch size now, Danny, from what it was pre-takeover, purchase of MGP? Like, how is it increased that much?
Yeah, on some products, but like we have a lot of stuff that's still like very small sort of batch things, but like our 80 proof, our 4-grain, we're making it in tankers now, and it's like it's fucking tankers. Did you just say tankers? I think
like an 18-wheeler tanker.
Yeah, I was like making it in garbage cans in New Jersey in 2019. No, they were food grade, like steel containers, not garbage cans. But
no, I get the size you're talking. Yeah,
no. Yeah. I mean, and we still make stuff at that scale. Some of the smaller releases are still like that. But I love the tanker stuff, especially with the 4-grain, because I think the product comes out better that way. Like I always say, like until you get over 100 barrel dumps, like even one barrel could throw off a whole batch. When you start getting over 100 barrels, like, if you have like one kind of resiny barrel, like you should kick it out, obviously, but like it kind of comes together a little better in products like the 4-grain and some of like the other ones where you're like trying to hit this very consistent profile. Then some stuff we mandate that it is produced in small batches because that's how you need to reduce it so that you could like hone in on like the profile, right? You could use specific barrels, kick out certain barrels, and sort of curate it that way.
So do you on the 4-grain? What is the age more now than 2-year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And that was a big deal for us. That was like one of the first things we really wanted to do was get the age up on the 4-grain. So it's a minimum of 4 years, and it just depends on like the batch we're making at the time, like which batches of specific mash bills we want to use. But yeah, I mean that at 80 proof at 4-year really kind of really beefed it up a little. I know 4 doesn't sound that old, but for that kind of product, where I think the secret with that product is the sort of being in that age range, because you are more grain forward than you are oak forward, if that makes sense. And when you're mixing all those grains together, I like the fact that it's more grain forward because you get like that roller coaster of kind of taste. And it's not just like the oak's not the thing that's like driving, the profile like you get with some of that 9-10, stuff. Then it's a balance between oak and whatever you have left of that grain profile.
Mm-hmm. So go ahead, Matt.
What is the oldest age statement product that you have out right now?
I think we have a whiskey. The light whiskey that we have is 20 years old.
Okay.
We have some barrels of that are like 22 years old. We haven't released anything like that. That's the 18-year-old light whiskey, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we put that out. That was our first. I've been like I've had single barrels of like 140 proof plus light whiskey, but I've never been able to get a batch going that tasted right that was 140 plus. And the 18-year-old light whiskey that we did,
oh yeah, it is 140.
like just broke the 140 mark, which is like, I know it doesn't, whether it's 138 or 140, it's pretty much the same thing, but like, it's just like a personal like goal. It was a personal goal of mine to like hit that 140 because I think it's cool.
Yeah. And you're right. The 17 year last year's was 138.8.
Yeah.
So
I was like so pissed when that batch came in and it was one because the blending samples that I was working off of, I got to the 140. And then when we dumped all the barrels, it up to 138. And I was like, no.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy because the 15 year that I have
What was that 120?
128.
Yeah.
So yeah. Amazing what a difference in a few years that has done.
And the light whiskey's fun. It's such a fun product to do. And even like the just singular barrels of it, like going hunting for them in the warehouse. Because there's like a big gamut of kind of profile difference between wherever they're aging in different warehouses and stuff. That's what's cool about MGP too, is that like we have a bunch of different types of warehouses. So you do get these like different aging profiles. So yeah, it could be a 95.5, but it could be in like the tin warehouse, or it could be in like the cement warehouse, and it's very different. And we actually like look for that in different products, like our Tokai. Like I head straight to the tin warehouses where I'm going to get like more of a fruity 95.5 as opposed to like that grassy sort of green sort of rye. And the green rye I like to use for our toasted rye. It just works better with the oak.
So the light whiskey, I mean, it's just basically a lot of the same bourbon mash bills and everything, but that was it's put into a used barrel, right? If I'm not mistaken. And
yeah, but it's also distilled a little differently.
Okay.
Like where they come off, where it comes off the still and where you take the cuts.
Okay. So an 18, you got the 18, you got 20 and a 22 year you're talking. And when I'm tasting it, so what has, I mean, it's the availability, but I've never heard of anything like that from Ross and Squibb before, and then it's in there. Were they just selling it for private, or was it actually being branded out when it was younger? I mean, the fact that it's there is kind of like amazing. And this is, I mean, if anybody who knows about a light whiskey, or if it's going to age 18 years, it should be in a used barrel, right? Don't you agree? Because that's what you don't get the solid oak and all that char just for 18.
It's not as tannic.
You end up with so much oak where a lot of the oak was already taken out of that barrel and whatever, and you can let that sit in there and really absorb those flavors. And this 18 year it's delicious. I mean, it tastes, it's got the hazmat feel to it, but it doesn't have the burn. And then just the beauty of the taste is fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. They weren't using the light whiskey. A lot of it was sold off, or there's like one main customer that has like a bunch of it that they use for some product. But like this older stuff, because our first release of light whiskey was the 13 year, like back, this was maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And we fell in love with it, and we were like, wow, this is great, but that was it. That was like the only inventory. Then we got acquired, and we're like, oh my God, we're here. Like,
where's the Toys R Us? It's like, you walked in and said, where's the light whiskey?
Yeah, no, I swear to God, that's exactly what we did. We like ran in, we're like, show me the light whiskey. And they're like, there's no light whiskey. We're like, wait, what?
So what you're saying is you got new keys that you didn't know that there was keys to other buildings. Now you can access all of them.
No, they literally had no light whiskey when we first were acquired.
Oh.
So we had to go buy it back.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So, let me ask you, this brings to a question. So since you got acquired and all that, do you actually have like a spreadsheet that you go by, or have you been in these warehouses enough to know now what barrels are where in the different warehouses. But at one point, were you having to use it like a spreadsheet to look at this to figure out where to go pick these barrels and stuff?
Still use this. Every morning I get like an automated email at 5 a.m. that has the current barrel list or whatever. But yeah, I use like the spreadsheets, and a lot of times like I'll do like I'm usually out at the distillery maybe once a month and do surveys, like constantly surveying. Plus over the last 7 years, I've probably have tasted thousands of different barrels and a lot of the batches. So a lot of times I could just look at the batch number and remember what it tastes like and which depending on what location. So it's kind of like continually building the encyclopedia
knowledge. Yeah,
but there it is, Danny.
Saying earlier about the batch numbers. Yeah,
I mean, there it is. That's not something. One, you remember what the batch, you remember the number and all the different batches, and then you know what it tastes like. That's your skill, man. That's your talent. Honestly, and it's like my daughter, she's working at a winery and a distillery now, and it's just like, it's the same thing. There's so many people that can't remember what it tastes like. Even if you do it a million times, you're aware of it, but you got to go back to remember because there's so many different things. But the fact that you, in your brain, already know what it's going to, overall, that's amazing. It's cool.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of barrels there, definitely, but yeah, I still know people ask me, what was your favorite? I'm like, I know my favorite batch was that ever. Like there were these batch of 21% rye bourbons, and the batch code was 16828, and they were in these Kelvin Cooperage barrels. It was a bourbon, and they were so phenomenal. Oh man, it was so good. I have a little sample in my cabinet still. I'm like, just because once it's gone, it's gone. And we taken a lot of those barrels, and then I think Nashville Barrel Company had also sourced a bunch of barrel of that specific lot from them. I remember seeing it out there. I tasted it and I go, I know exactly where this barrel came from.
What's the note that's on it? That is it?
I'm a sucker for like this like deep, rich kind of Luden's cherry note that comes out in the 21 rye mash bill.
Yeah.
And it just had such a authentic, genuine sort of, candiedness to it. Like, and that specific cherry note. I don't know if it was like nostalgia from like those cough things, but it wasn't like cough medicine. A lot of times people are like, oh, it's cough syrupy, and that, like in a bad way, and you're not at all like that. That's where the genuine part comes in. It was just good.
Some of those 21 ryes for me, I always gravitate towards the ones that have the buttery palate for me. Like the texture's there, but it feels like it's somewhat of like a butter in your mouth. Like it's crazy how those will be.
Yeah. I love. This happened last week. We were doing blends. I actually love working with people on blends a lot more than actually just doing a blend solo.
No,
like just purely feeding off of what people are saying. Like, hey, taste this, and they're like, well, it's like I need like a mid, and something's happening on the back end. And I'm like, oh yeah. All right, let me grab this and do this, and put it back in front of them, and they're like, yeah, like, okay, but I'm getting this like, cornbread thing. And I'm like, and they're like, maybe it's missing this. And then I can go like, I can just take the words and go find the solution. And that's like a game.
It's a real talent right there.
Yeah. It's a fun time.
Well, that's got to be awesome to have a team of people working with you, opposed to after all this time, working by yourself so much, and then once you were getting there, then sharing it with everybody. But I mean, that's got to be a lot of fun. Just the people contact.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
So CT, let's you sent us a lot of samples, Danny.
I know.
It's like let's talk about the samples a little bit. CT, you lead us away.
Well, I mean, we touched on 4 grain, which I think obviously that's a good starting point, is to talk about a a tanker truck blend that's like crazy good. For me, I love that bottle because it's just got a nice honey. There's fruit, floral notes in it, but it's like you said, it's light. It's a drinker. Probably add an ice cube to it. It would be totally fine just to sit and sip on a summer day. But after that, let's see.
And we're going to talk about them all. I mean, that's like
So let's talk about this, because you did send a couple of estate bottles. What created the estate name, the collection? What was that? Tell us a little more.
Yeah. So estate was like the first it was like the thing we always wanted to do but couldn't, before we were acquired. But up until about 2022, all of our products were, sub 10-year, just like really kind of bespoke blends that were, like I was saying, like more grain forward and things like that. We never really got to play with anything 10 plus. I had never blended anything 10 plus at that point. And literally like the day after, we were part of the team, like I was knocking on the distillery door, like, hey, what's going on in there? Let's check this out, and went in there and just started surveying sort of some of these aged stocks and started to like think about what to do with them, right? And I remember Mike was like, it's sort of like, he kind of like said it in joking, but it was like, yeah, it's like, our state collection, right? Because everybody's got like some sort of, I don't know, everybody's got a word for like their older stuff. Like,
right,
yeah.
It's like, so for lack of a better word, it's like, it's our estate collection. Like, almost like we have like this old estate, but we're a very new brand, And I think Mike just wanted to like come up with a crest, to be honest with you, because he was really excited about that. So
yeah.
So there's a crest on the bottle that we probably spent way too much time trying to figure out what it should look like.
Is that before ChatGPT could have done it for you?
It was. No.
Because it was.
we had this conversation today that Jeff and I were talking about how ChatGPT makes everything so much easier than having to actually draw stuff yourself and go through all that process.
Yeah, that's a hand drawn estate crest right there.
There you go.
So then we like thought about it and we broke the estate collection down by sort of what Penelope was doing before, which was we were doing blends, right? So we have our private select, which is just aged blends. We were doing single barrels at the time. So we have our single barrel label, which is just like when we're creating the blends and we're going through all the different batches and barrels in the warehouses, like I'll pull what I think is unique to the side and we'll use that for our single barrel label. And then we have like Omega, which we do finishes. So Omega is like a high-end finish. It's a really high-end French oak barrel that comes from France. I thought it was just like a gimmick from the company Redu that did it's the cooperage, but they literally make sure that every single stave in that barrel has like a very similar chemical compound or makeup, so that so the barrel is imparting like a very consistent flavor across the whiskey, and I think it kind of showed. So we used very good Kentucky straight bourbon for that product, and that French oak.
So yeah, this is different from the other, just the 10-year single barrels and stuff in flavor altogether. I mean, that you can tell that French oak.
Omega.
Yeah,
it's also a Kentucky straight.
Yeah,
I was gonna
feels a little different.
I was gonna say it has like the Kentucky. It doesn't. I tasted that right off the bat, and it's fantastic.
It's like a leather. It's got a little leather to it.
Yeah, but
like
that's that French oak pulling off.
It's very silky.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. It's not. There's nothing harsh about it, and it's a decent. I mean, the proof is
109.
Well, yeah, I mean it drinks real easy. I mean, it's just like, and you get to taste all the flavors that are there, but it does have a nice leather finish. I mean, it says bourbon.
I was so happy about that one. And then I always thought we were gonna like cut it down a little. I thought it would open up. And then I remember I got the tank sample and just kind of tried it at different proofs. And the second water hit it, the whole thing just fell apart. Like, it just decomposed. Like you lost that silkiness, you lost a lot of that earthiness. Just got all discombobulated.
Yeah, that cherry note that you talked about, that thing finishes with a nice cherry note to it too. So it's
so that's a 12% malted barley in that mash bill. So that that's where you get that sort of Kentucky-ness to it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's good.
It's really good.
And getting back to just the general Penelope, that's one thing that's very unique about it is that out of every, you use MGP when you start it, and it doesn't taste anything like MGP. It almost tastes there's like almost like a pear fruit wine, like a white. I mean, it's just that's so spectacular to be able to do that with somebody's stuff where normally it's just running across a lot of people's flavor profile, and you've basically produced something that is just you. So
yeah. So this goes back to that, we're Penelope, we're kind of like a little bit of anything, right? So the bourbon that's part of Omega is, it's sourced. It wasn't distilled by MGP.
So when you do that, so it's not hard for you as Penelope to go in and purchase barrels elsewhere, even though you're owned by MGP, because your brand is Penelope and you want to just be a blender. And so most people are going to sell you barrels no matter what, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the people at MGP are like, don't we have enough barrels?
I have to answer that question a lot. But it is what it is. It's like,
but there are different flavors out there that different people do.
We're using a ton of the in-house stuff. It's just sometimes,
Well, then you go, you own me. You own it, so it's still making you money for me doing good stuff with other people's stuff.
We still had a business before when we did source. So
yeah. And that's awesome that they're letting you do that, but they're part of it. I mean, that's how you could say it. It's like, don't forget, guys, you're part of it. It's like when bottles sell, no matter what, you're still doing it. Yeah.
Okay, so on that front of Kentucky, have you done a blend with John Rempe yet? Have you guys done a blend together?
No, we haven't. I know. Every time we see each other, we talk about it.
Because John loves, that's what that whole blood oath, he loves to do those blends.
I know.
That would be an amazing, thing, collaboration. If you did that, that would be, I'm sure it would be spectacular. And there's like, I definitely that. And that's why you guys can do that, because you're open to that kind of stuff. So that would be really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've talked about it. We just have to do it.
I guarantee you, if you both come out with that, I guarantee you'll sell every single bottle instantly. People will
It's probably just about like getting John on the podcast. I think I've talked to him for 4 years about coming on, and every time I see him, he's like, yeah, when are we doing that? And I'm like, well, I've emailed you 85 times, so you got to tell me.
Let's go, John.
John is super cool. Real good guy.
Let's do it. Should I call him right now and be like,
yeah,
John, I got some guys that want to talk to you.
Get him on here. Let's say,
tell the Scotchy boys, hey, they got an idea they want to run by you one more time.
Now that would be a guy to do a cigar blend with, a new batch cigar blend. That would be kind of cool.
Well, it'd be kind of cool. Like you guys could do it like authors, where he starts off with the blend and then he sends it to you, with all the stuff, and then you add into it, and then you send it back and forth to each other till you get something. It's kind of like two authors writing a book chapter at a time.
I like that idea a lot.
That would be cool, back and forth, and
that
then,
would be really cool.
And obviously the name of the brand would be Collaboration.
Oh, I thought it'd be called Tiny's Blend.
No.
Well, I will say if you want
to
if you want to send it to me while you're doing it, I'll just let you know about it.
Yeah, there should be a product. It's just, this is for Tiny.
Oh, that would be crazy.
Just make sure it's in little tiny letters on the bottom.
And in little tiny bottles.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
like stuff like that is fun. Like I was just talking, Mike and I were talking last night on the phone late, and we were just saying like there's just endless amounts of fun things to continue to do with whiskey, and you know, I'm sure you guys, I don't know if you talk about it on the show or whatever, but like there's like a lot of talk of like headwind with the whiskey, you know, sort of category in general.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't know. I think people are still really into it, you know?
Absolutely.
People are,
absolutely.
but you can't, a quality product, working your butt off. I mean, you've explained how hard you work, even though we've questioned ourselves what we do is it work,
Yeah.
But it's still work. I don't care what you say, that you got to come up, you got to do it. It's like, you got to do it it's just kind of like, sometimes you'd much rather not be doing it because there's other things going on, but whatever. That's the definition of work. But the time and effort that you put in, just like coming to Ohio and doing the tasting with us. I mean, you know, you just met me kind of, we talked a little bit, and then I was at the barrel pick with you, and then you went up and did a tasting. That's boots on the ground, and people get to meet you, and people get to know you. And then when they're in the store, the brand means a little bit more. You know, when you're sitting there picking, well, I met Danny at that tasting, it was pretty cool. I'll buy a bottle, and you're putting quality in there. So you've gotten people, you know, that's what it's about. And the brand, for people like that are putting time and effort and know what they're doing. This isn't, I always, coming from the art world, you could be the greatest artist ever, you know what I mean? And being produced. But if you're not getting it out to the people and you're not doing the right things, how to distribute, you're not going to be noticed. And it's the same thing with, you got to come up with quality. I believe it's a palate. Your palate is artistic, you know, of what you're tasting, how you get people to taste different things. And then you still have to have the marketing and you have to have the distribution. Everything has to work. And for that, if you're doing that, people aren't having a problem. It's the people who weren't doing that. And then there's also the people who were just putting anything out, and that you could have done anything during the first part of the boom and you would sell, you know what I mean? Because it was another whiskey.
Yeah. I mean, it goes both ways too, just being out there, like hanging out with people and drinking, and not even drinking our stuff, just drinking other stuff and talking and hanging out. Like you learn a lot. So you're not, when you're thinking like, I want to make a new product, you're not just like trying to guess what people want out there, you know, like, or
I've seen some of the coolest brands with the coolest people, and then one of the people leave the brand, and it does affect how you want to drink it, because you know that person's gone, that was very important, and then they're not doing things the same way that made it like you know, accessible for you to do, and what you really wanted, you know, because you enjoyed the time, and it does hurt the brand. I mean, there's no doubt about it. People, the story is important, and you guys have just such a great story. There's not,
the story's in the making too, you know.
It's not a lie. It's real.
Yeah.
So Danny, if you're not drinking Penelope, what's your favorite pour right now that you go to?
Oh. Like right now?
Yeah, like right now, because it changes. Like I feel like
it does.
we go through a month at a time. It seems like it just resets. You go through different things. You're in a phase. You like this, you like that. But right now, if you had to get something, you were at a bar, they didn't have Penelope, what would you drink?
You know what I don't know if I should even say it. you know what I mean, it's true. Like, you know what I found in my room, my bourbon room, and I've been just plowing through the rest of the bottle is like I found this like early days smoke wagon bottle.
Oh yeah.
And of just the straight bourbon.
Yeah.
And it's fucking phenomenal.
It's amazing what Las Vegas does to
Yeah.
ship it out there.
His stuff is good. And he takes it to heart how he puts it together too. So it's not like he's just putting it out there and just saying, it's MGP and here it is. I mean, he's doing a good job with it.
Well, he loses half of everything he buys.
Yeah, he takes it out to Vegas and he does some phenomenal things with it. In that Nevada heat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool.
I don't know. And because that's what usually happens is like get to the I don't know if it happens with you guys, but I get to the end of the bottle and then I like, okay, now I go to another bottle and I have a pour or two and I'm either going to stay on it till the end of the bottle or I'm going to just put the bottle back and not come back to it, like.
Yeah.
And
I like to just sort of
I kind of tend to hit the bottle a little bit and then put it back and it sits there for a little while.
I make the commitment when the commitment is deserved.
Okay, I'll give you. I was in Wisconsin this past weekend, and this was here. I knew you were going to be on, but this bottle was there.
Oh, yeah.
But look at the fill.
That's okay.
I was like, I saw it, and I'm like, I gotta pick that up because we don't get that. I didn't see this in Ohio, so I opened it up, and the first thing that I noticed was the nose was off, just even the neck pour. It was fantastic. I mean, it just filled the whole room. Is that
the cast strength version? You know what it says at the top? That ribbon?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Barrel strength. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah. That was great. That was a good blend. I love that one.
That was phenomenal. I mean, it's just like, and that's how I do it. It's like if I find a bottle, I will stay dedicated for it pretty quick. But I don't, but I was on vacation, so that was a little bit different because when you're tasting through a lot of stuff, sometimes you can't like commit to a lot of other stuff. But that went quick.
Do you know Jay from Shared Pour? He's like a Shared Pour. They're like an online retailer.
No.
That was his blend. It was really good. Well, the whole F cancer thing is like every year we come together, and it all started because this guy Brian from Martini, he actually lost his wife to cancer, and he asked us to do like a batch for him, to raise some money, like a small local batch from his hometown, and we did it, and it was great. He sold it. He came back and said, "Hey, can we do it again next year?" And we just kind of did it again next year, but we did a bigger batch, and then every year it kind of just got a little bigger. But the people that we got together to do the blends, they're like family now, and we make it like a little contest. So like I'll go through and I'll grab all these different blends or barrels, and then we'll all meet up in Lawrenceburg and we'll put all the samples out, and then it's like a blend off, and everybody works on their own blends, and then we put them on the board, we taste them, and then we all vote which one's the best, and then somebody wins that year. And that was Jay's year of winning.
It was
really cool.
I was excited to see it. I'm just like, wow, no, that's one I haven't seen, and so I picked it up, but it's almost all gone. It was good, good.
Yeah.
So you said that, Danny, that one is barrel proof. Are there ones that I guess are not then?
Yeah, there's like a 94 proof one out there.
Okay.
There's another cast strength one out there.
Okay.
This year's is 101 proof. And they're like different blends.
This one's 114.6.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's
Raw flavor.
fantastic.
I'm glad I got a sample of that one.
Yeah.
It's out in my truck. I'm gonna go get it here in a minute.
How far are you guys from each other? Are you guys all like within sort of driving distance, or
not Nash?
Yeah, I'm in South Carolina.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we know exactly. So this morning, because of the podcast and he got the samples, we met a little less than halfway for me, but I was like an hour and 10 and he was an hour and a half away. So we met right in the middle.
I would have sent 3 packages, guys.
That's okay. That's okay.
Next time.
Next time we'll get that straightened out. But yeah, we made it work, and we had some other bottles to share. We unfortunately didn't get Nash any, but we always catch up. Don't worry.
Okay.
You see, I still got a good many Penelopes on my own there. Yeah, I've always loved Penelope ever since you guys been putting it out.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
So this year, are you going to Kentucky Bourbon Festival and doing the whole thing, like in all the festivals, or?
Oh yeah, booked my hotels last night.
Okay. So when do you get in? Is there going to be anything specific Penelope this year? Like, are you guys going to have any kind of special, dinner or whatever?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. But I do need to figure out what to put out during KBF, like product wise. Like usually we do like a single barrel or. So I don't know. I've been trying to like kind of racking my brain. Last year we did a 17-year-old rye.
I mean, I'll tell you what to put out. The cigar blend.
Oh, here we go.
Cigar blend. And then just have
all
those cigars. Yeah.
Year.
What?
Yeah, last year he brought Cigar Blend because it was on the patio with Lee Marsh from Stolen Thrones.
Oh, yeah.
So Lee he was one of the guys that was involved. And then is her name Corin? That was the other lady that had the cigars. I think her last name's Coburn.
Sin? Yeah, Sin. Yeah.
Sin.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, they were involved in that blend, weren't they? Or
they did the blend with us last year.
Yeah. And I keep in contact with Lee still because I love his cigars. So there's only one place in Ohio that sells it. And so I have to beat up on my guy to reorder. And so I always send Lee a picture. I'm like, hey, he finally got them.
Nice.
They were the ones pouring the samples and giving away those little cigar kits, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Penelope lighter, which I use every day.
Have that.
So when I sent you that picture earlier, Danny, of the bottle that we were drinking, watching the Masters, it was a toasted, and I had a cigar in my hand, and the guy brought it over, and he's like, "Yeah, here," and he pours me a pour, and on the table, I didn't realize that I had my lighter, and he's like, "Where the heck did you get a Penelope lighter?"
The festival last year.
I know. I didn't even get one.
Oh man.
But that last year, that patio was insane. The way they built that.
I think they're still doing it next year. The same sort of big patio.
Well, that was fun.
That was cool.
We went to New Orleans, and you guys were there. I mean, you weren't there, but but Yellowstone Penelope and Luxco. But overall, it's just kind of like it even at a festival, if you guys aren't there, I miss you guys. It's just kind of like, okay, I'm not gonna. I got a sample, but it's just not the same, It's not.
Oh, thanks.
Well, if you're looking to bring something to that festival, everybody, even though I'm maybe not on the majority side of this, but Rio is obviously. I still hear all around Ohio. That's all I hear. Rio, and I'm like, okay, all right, yeah.
Do like an aged Rio or something, like a 10-year Rio.
Just got through saying.
What did you just say? That would be awesome.
So I do think that bottle is so well liked that if you do anything with it out of the ordinary, it'll be crazy.
That'd be fun. I bet it would taste pretty good.
Yeah.
So do you put Amberana in your cigar blend?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't. I know. We haven't done a finish on any of the cigar blends. They've all been like straight whiskey blends.
Okay.
Yeah, and that cigar blend last year at the festival was really good.
Mhm.
I'm still personally on like my cigar journey. You know, like I feel like I did when I first started drinking whiskey. You know, like just kind of like figuring out what I like, what I don't like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a lot to take in
Yeah.
and learn.
Whatever, Nash. Nash isn't on his cigar journey. He's like on. He's running the railroad there on it because, he gives me a Liga Privada, and I feel I smoke that thing, and I just feel like I don't even know where I'm at. I'm like, are you supposed to get drunker on a cigar?
Well, the nicotine definitely kicks in. Don't worry.
Yeah, I think I stepped you up a little bit too soon, didn't I?
Holy crap.
It's like, I don't know if you ever did like a lip or whatever, like chewing tobacco.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, first time I ever did dip, like I was maybe 18 or something in high school, and the whole room started spinning around, and like,
Yep.
I
It's
think
different.
the first time I did chewing tobacco, I did it with bubble gum, and we all knew we weren't supposed to get the, whatever, but we did. So
Like
not
swallow.
only did it spin, but it's just like everything I ate came up.
yeah.
But yeah, I like the idea last year of doing the cigars. That was a great way to tie in. And but yeah, you might be onto something with doing a higher age stated Rio. That might be really something unique that people will just go crazy for.
I like that. Yeah. We're not doing Valencia this year. I don't know if you ever had our Valencia.
Mm-hmm.
I've had it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't have it, but I've had it.
I think everything. I think most everything that you've done, I've had pours of. Because your promotion person Wendy, when she was there, she did so many different things, and then she'd let you just taste through everything.
Yeah.
The one I don't think I've had is the Tokai.
The way she would explain the whiskey and the tasting notes was like, I would just sit there and like be like, oh my god, like
I know it was just it's amazing. I still have told she's in Ohio now, so we've seen her a couple times, and I tell her the same thing. It's just like nobody can explain or articulate what whiskey tastes like she does. She takes you, and then she like takes you, and you're like on a magic carpet ride going through what you're tasting, and it's like perfection, right?
100%. It's nuts. I used to love it.
Yeah.
Hey, even that woman's handwriting matches that.
Yeah.
She has the most perfect handwriting. So one of the guys who works for me, his 50th birthday was the other day, and I went over and she signed some stuff for him and did a thing for him. And I brought it back, and he's like, "Oh my God, you're not kidding! Her handwriting is amazing." It's
If anybody doesn't know, there was a woman named Wendy that was a national brand ambassador, and she was phenomenal, and she's working on her own brands now, and it's just I miss her every day.
Well, I mean,
she's a great human being.
She sure is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Super.
To see her at one of the shows.
But I mean, she jump-started the brand. There's no help jumpstart the brand, but at the same time, you guys got it going, and you have such good whiskey that now, as she goes and does her own journey, it's just kind of like you guys just keep going, and it's just awesome to see.
It's
so.
Oh,
what were these? Because these came
in
a
my
box
handwriting.
In a totally different box. Yeah, your handwriting's not as good as Wendy's.
No.
But I did give Jeff a sample of these.
Oh, nice.
What was this compared to the other ones?
Let me. I have some of it here. Let me.
I told Jeff, I'm like, well, there must be something special to it, or he wouldn't have sent it.
So we are coming out with 2 new products. More products, great.
Yeah,
but you should.
these are two that like Mike and I have always wanted to put out, but we just never had the right sort of material or the right volumes of material, it never came together in the right way. But we wanted just sort of like a straight bourbon and a straight rye that, wasn't cask strength. I know a ton of our stuff has always been up, higher proof stuff, but like, some days you just want to like drink something lower. 80s, I always go back to the 80 when I'm just kind of chilling. But I started making this stuff up just like sort of like house blends that I would sit around drinking like for myself. And we were like, we need to get this out. So one's a straight bourbon. It's 92 proof. It's actually a blend of 7, 8, 9 year bourbon.
And it's Kentucky, right?
And it's Kentucky, yeah. So like we were trying to figure out what to put it out under, like what kind of label, and we just said like, man, this is just classic stuff, So we just named the bottle Classic Series. And it's like what's more classic than a Kentucky straight bourbon and an Indiana 95.5. It's actually 95.5 blended with a 51.49. So it's like a blend of straight rye. So one's a straight bourbon, one's a straight rye.
So it's called the Penelope Classic.
Yeah.
And it's not out yet.
No, it's not out yet.
Well, when you said that, I was like, you should call it Classic, and you already did. It's like, that makes total sense. That is so cool. You're
actually the first to drink it besides like Palladini, Mike.
Wow. I'm sorry, man.
That's an honor. Thank you.
It's still, it's like, it's like it's in the final tweaks of like what it needs to be, but it's pretty much 99% there.
Well, from the nose, you're there.
That's the bourbon, right? Yeah.
Yeah, on the Kentucky straight bourbon. It went in there and it was delicious, spectacular. And then
so like we're not going to age state or anything, but it's minimum 7 and most of it's 8 and then a little bit of 9.
Wow.
Ballpark price?
30s.
What? It's going to be priced with 4 grain, basically. Then
it's going to be like higher than 4 grain. Then we have that weeded, but I don't know if you've ever had our weeded.
I like the weeded.
Our weeded is a 4 grain blend in the 90 proof range, 90, 95.
This doesn't drink like 90 anything. This drinks.
No, it's got like it.
Wow.
Got a little hug.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's like a warming belly hug too. It's not like a burn hug. It's just like that internal warmth.
It's not. Yeah, it's not like too sharp. It's
gets better every drink too. It changes a little bit.
Oh,
you're winning with this one.
This is $30-some. Holy crap!
So our weeded, like we don't have enough inventory of barrels to support that.
Of the weeded?
In full disclosure, yeah. So
right, so if you see the weeded, go get it.
So like we produce it and
the rye.
Yeah, the rye.
Wait. This is not rye. This is this. Well, the nose smells like limoncello.
Yeah, it has a lemon nose.
Oh, wow. Maybe I mixed maybe I have my Italian liqueurs mixed with my rye.
Yeah, you sent limoncello instead.
Yeah. Wait, I gotta check which sample.
It does have a little lemony nose though.
That's honestly, CT. I'm gonna tell you, Danny, that's the best rye I ever tasted in my life.
And that's gonna be.
And I'm not a rye guy. And that's
by far he's not a rye guy.
That's amazing.
The goal is just kind of like put together something that kind of brought out the best parts of the MGP 95.5.
I mean,
I did it by plugging in a little bit of this like 5149 mash bill that we have.
Yeah, but
and it just kind of like it just gave it enough of that tweak and rounded out that sort of grassiness and
95. I mean, Bullet Rye, which is 95.5. This isn't Bullet Rye. This is nothing like that. This is fan-freaking-tastic.
and
Wow.
that's going to be priced similar to our 4-grain 80 proof.
I would buy this rye.
Settle down. Settle
That
down.
would be
No.
a first.
No, that
You've
is
heard of
no
the rye?
seriously. I'm like I said, there's some ryes that are horrible to me, but that is actually
What's the age? So, did you say, Danny, on the rise, what the age was of these?
and proof.
The proof is 92 on the rye as well. So I like line proof the rye and the bourbon together. Just kind of like what's more classic than a 92 proof like
That was
whiskey,
close.
right?
Right.
And
God,
then
that make a good mixer.
it's 7, 8, 9.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
7,
it's
8,
mostly-
9.
Yeah.
That's why it's hitting those. It's
Yeah,
not.
but that's like a lemon vanilla.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the lemon note is really different.
It's-
I like that.
I do too.
I don't know if it's because the 5149 is the 49% malted barley. So I don't know I think it's like when you start plugging that in, it like does something to that 95.5 like and pulls maybe that's what's generating that lemon note.
I mean that I think that's a winner. I mean, I think people who like rye, there's enough of the rye.
Yeah, it's definitely
in there-
rye forward.
But that's
Yes.
that just so you know, as far as like what I expect from a rye, I don't always expect a lot. There's some places that do decent ryes for me, but usually it's because they're more they're not a 95.5, although I've had some good 95.5s by people on single barrels, but this is like exciting to me because I actually seriously I would consider if when you have almost 1,500 bottles to choose from, when I come downstairs and I'm like, what do I want tonight? I go, well, it's probably not going to be a rye. It's going to be a good bourbon, right?
So Nash,
But I
Nash
would
what he's
do
saying
this.
is he's backing up. He's backing up on that statement that he was going to go out and buy it. You hear the excuses he's putting in place right now.
What I would I would buy this.
I get it. I'm like not.
No, I would actually buy this and drink it.
Yeah.
Danny, send me as much as you can
800
of this.
bottles, and I might not need to buy this one, but I'll have a sample.
I might be able
You know
to
what?
be your spokesperson on this because
what's-
It does sound delicious.
I don't
what y'all
drink
described
rye.
it.
I do not drink rye by myself at all. Like it's not a bottle I'll go pour on a Tuesday night or whatever. But I find myself drinking rye when I'm out with people. Like if I'm gonna get around it with other people, like I kind of want to do it together.
Okay.
It's a nice change of pace too. It's
Although I would drink this
I
one
like-
by myself. I would. I mean, it's really good.
Nice.
And it's whiskey.
Flavors sound like that's like I'd like to have a pour of that like on a good summer evening. Drop just a small cube in there, sitting out on the back deck, chilling.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you drop,
That was fun to make.
well, you
Oh, I
did a
bet.
good job.
What's
Yeah.
the time frame of these then, Danny? What's your expected time to get them out?
I think like in 2 to 3 months.
Okay, so middle of summer.
I think the label just got approved with a TTB the other day, and then I think the bottles come in, and that's it. That's all
Are
she
you-
wrote.
So are you going with a green label for the rye, or are you going more just a?
Yeah, it's kind of green, but it's different. It's like a little off. It's
Okay.
and then the straight bourbon has like this like kind of blue lighter blue thing going on. But like at the same time, it's, you know, we wanted like a good rye, good bourbon, good price.
So
and see
so
where it goes from there.
okay, we gotta wrap up a little bit in a bit, but have you now that has it been beneficial to you as far as price and buying barrels, you know, from other places and all whatnot, because of the fact that there's the supply is really up, and it's not, you know, there's older whiskey on the market and there's all this. Has it been beneficial as far as purchasing barrels for you, as far as getting that, you know, has that part of the industry's just catching up been beneficial?
Oh, for sure. You know, even like these two products, like I don't think that we would have been able to do them, you know, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. But, you know, I keep saying like the next decade for like whiskey lovers or bourbon lovers is it's like it's our time, you know, like like this is gonna be fucking great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Can I swear on this show?
yeah. Oh yeah, it's
like,
we're talking whiskey, so
yeah.
we gotta
Like,
not
it's gonna
swear
be
first 8
so-
minutes.
You know, and I have like direct eyes on what's going on, you know, and it's gonna be great. I can't wait.
Well, you know, you talk to connoisseurs or whatever people, and they're just like, okay, it's whatever. I'm like, this is really good, because
This is
because the stuff you've been not getting will go, Mike. You're going to get more stuff on the shelf as a connoisseur because they made enough, and then people who are doing it can buy it and sell it cheaper because of the fact that it's not, you know, like you said, 3 years ago, to find a 10-year on the market was like you were paying a lot of money for that.
Yeah. And I think you're gonna have this like sort of craft die off a little bit, you know? And then I think maybe in like 2 to 3 years you're gonna have like a craft resurgence.
Yeah.
But like an elevated craft, like with
because you're going to give them age time.
yeah.
Those that are
Well,
And you're not going to have to charge $100 for, you know, for stuff that's okay, right?
right,
Like,
right.
I think, and I think the success of established brands or brands that are current is going to be based on just keeping up with the times. Like, if you sit there and you're like, well, I'm not going to change. I've been selling this at this price and this quality for X amount of years. And if you don't change, like you're screwed.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
yeah, you have to compete as the market.
Right.
Just like you know, you just it's just so obvious on how much whiskey is being made. Even still, it's just
Yeah.
like, look what happened in Kentucky. I mean, you've got 5 or 6 distilleries, and then even here in Ohio, we have a huge distillery that's killing it, and that's something that's never happened before, you know.
Right.
And so, but once again, it comes down to exactly what you got to have: quality, and you also have to know what you're doing. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just two things. You can, if you don't know what you're doing, it's hard. Nobody's going to buy your bourbon if you just put it on the shelf now. I mean, it just can't go on the shelf. And we see that in Ohio all the time. And you did the things right off the bat. You were up here introducing yourself to the market here in Ohio, and we just saw it explode. I mean, you guys did a great job, and we see it. It's out there, and people are buying it.
I forgot. Did I send the barrel strength?
Yes, right
Yeah.
here. I do have it. Yes.
Yeah. So like, and we don't. I don't know. We don't really talk about it, but so the barrel strength. That's like the second product we ever put out. We put out our white label, the 4 grain 80 proof, and then our second product was this red label barrel strength, and we just sort of reinvented it. I think it was like 2 months ago we started releasing it, but now it's a 7-year, like every day.
Oh, it's so caramely.
But that used to be like a 4, you know, maybe
What?
5.
What batch is yours, Jeff?
One you
It
get.
says
All right, I will tell him which batch it is.
Oh boy, he's got his
Oh,
glasses.
this guy's got glasses on.
Yeah, otherwise, like 26-1901.
What do you got?
Mine says batch 11.
Oh my God. I
Mine
didn't
says
send that
batch
to you.
9.
Oh, okay.
No.
Wait, let me.
This It's not even open.
All right, hold on.
Is this a collector's edition?
Batch 11 was pretty good. That's a.
Hold on, I got a batch over here originally. All right, let's
No,
see.
the one you sent me, Jeff's got.
What do you have, Nash?
Batch 9.
Oh man, he's even got an older one.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, here we go.
115.6.
I got batch 11 too, CT, right here.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I got batch 11. Yeah. What? That's 115.2. Or
No,
one-
yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep. 115.2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's it's been around for a while, and then we just kind of did that little upgrade and kept the price the same.
Yeah. Well, that's always the one thing I think. No matter what you look at through your brand, is the price has always been very good, and I think that's why people have really gone. It's great. Don't get me wrong, but it's affordable, and people can buy a bottle of toasted, or they can buy a barrel strength, and they can buy 2 bottles and spend less than a lot of brands will charge for one. So,
Yeah, we just I don't know. You just like
speaking of toasted, I'm going to drink this toasted one right here. And,
Definitely. That's an upgrade, Danny.
And since Randy's going to be on the podcast next week, we're going to drink the toasted from Kentucky Bourbon Festival.
Oh, nice.
From, I don't know when this was, 2022?
So we got a 10-year Rio. What else? Do we do like I don't know. Everybody does like the 18-year-old, whatever.
Nah.
Wow, the difference. That's amazing. That's a big difference. You killed it with this batch right here compared to 11. 11's more like the actual your flavor profile is really close to the actual your straight bourbon.
Yeah, I could see that.
And then this one has got there's way more caramel. There's a sweetness, but that's the difference between what, a 4 and a 7? Kind of 6,
a little
7.
bit, and kind of changed up like the mash bills a little bit, like
More corn.
tweak the blend.
Okay.
Kept the corn. We dropped the wheat and used actually like a Kentucky rye bourbon. So there's a little bit of a Kentucky rye bourbon in there too.
So
maybe that's your other bottle to release, is something in that, since it's been reinvented, do something with it that is unique for the festival.
Yeah, do a blend and make it make it a hazmat barrel strength.
Ooh. Did he
Wow.
tell you how long it took him to get the label
Yeah,
to hazmat?
you remember our conversation earlier?
He's like, those barrels are buried.
Yeah.
Well, especially with the bourbons, like in Lawrenceburg, like all the proofs go down. Unless there's like a basement that it goes up, because it's like there's a lot of equipment and heat. But so, all right, so I gotta figure out a hazmat barrel strength.
So I have a question. Do you okay, it's MGP, but do you have access to your sister company's stuff? I mean, if you wanted to, would they would be willing to do something like that? You're talking about Limestone Branch, Yellowstone, and
Yeah,
Lux Row. So
yeah,
you have access.
It's all
All available to you?
Yeah, like the Kentucky rye bourbon in that barrel strength was distilled Lux Row.
So that would be a cool thing, is just a collab bottle. Like,
that's a
like some way. I don't know if you can get away
I like
with it.
that. Who said it before about the Rempy?
Yeah,
100%. Maybe
There
do
you
that for
go.
Kentucky Bourbon Festival
would be-
because you guys are there.
I like that.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait. Go 3-way.
The
You
tiny
all,
Don't call it the tiny batch. He didn't come up with it.
batch. I thought he said it.
go with Yellowstone. Go Stephen Beam, you and Rumpy with
Steve Rempy and
do a try thing for the festival that you put out from all three of you. Everybody's selling that.
I
Yeah,
was
that
about to
blend
say,
is sold by everybody.
if you and John did the blend, you could call it Penelope's Oath.
Oh, okay.
Penelope's
Now
Oath.
we're talking.
Yeah.
Penelope Oath.
Yeah. Like I do the blend and then Rempy chooses the finish and he does the finish on it.
Oh,
There
that
you
would
go.
be phenomenal.
That would be phenomenal. Penelope's Oath.
Now you're gonna make me want to get into some of my Blood Oath batches and go back through them. Those are good.
Yeah. I remember when we first got into like whiskey, we went down to, we were in Bardstown for our first bottling run and Mike and I went to Talbot's Tavern or what was it?
Oh,
called?
yeah.
And
At Talbot's Tavern.
yeah,
Brown.
and we're sitting there, and we were so proud. We have our first bottle of Penelope Bourbon, and then we asked the bartender, we're like, "Hey, you pick a pour for us, whatever." And she picked Blood Oath. I think it was pack 4,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
and we're sitting there. We taste it. We both look at each other like, "Oh fuck, we're out of our league. What are we doing in this business?"
I mean,
I told John that story when we first met, and he laughed.
I mean, the great thing about Blood Oath is there are batches that you might not like, okay? But he just keeps putting out such unique bourbon. And it's just like you can respect it if you don't like that batch, but then the next batch is just like, holy crap. Because he's going after everybody's palate.
Right. And he's putting together great blends because I see like the pick sheets on what he's pulling for barrels, and it's like he's using great stuff.
Well, but he's almost like Johnny Walker, right? Johnny Walker Blue. Johnny Walker Blue goes from how many different distilleries? They're picking the best of the best from all the distilleries, and it's the same thing. He doesn't tell you where you have knowledge. That's awesome. But, when it comes to those blends, nobody knows, but he just doesn't, it doesn't matter. He's pulling it from everywhere.
Yeah. And he switches it up. I like it. Every year it's really...
I like the idea of bringing the brands together to do a collab type thing for KBF, though, because not a lot of people know that you guys are all kind of
unless you go to a festival, because they are presented like the Three Musketeers now. It's just straight across. I mean, New Orleans was awesome. I mean, even though you weren't there, Penelope was there. It's represented. There's no doubt about it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I would suggest next year going to New Orleans. That was a blast. And the food there is unlike any other food at any festival.
And every year they put on a good kind of show there. I think every year it gets better.
I think next year, because they did this at this, it was like the hotel, the parking garage. We were on the roof, and then they rented out the 3rd floor of the mall and had a theater. They rented out the theater. So next year they want to run all the bourbon people's promotional stuff in the theater. So there was like, people were talking and doing the sessions in the theater and on the side. I mean, it was like they were getting their bearings with this new venue, but next year I think they'll kill it.
Yeah. I'll go next year. Yeah. I think that's good.
Well, if you're going, I'm going.
Nice. You had me at food.
Yeah. Oh God,
Oh,
the
my
food
gosh.
was
The food is-
phenomenal.
Yeah.
This guy smoked. He called it a lamb carcass, and then they told him don't call it a carcass. but they were making sandwiches and pulled lamb, and oh my God, it was phenomenal, and shrimp and smoked oysters and raw oysters. I mean, it was just like it was nuts. So yeah, definitely.
Now I'm hungry.
Okay.
So we better wrap this up so
All
I can go
right.
eat.
Yeah, we should finish this up. Thank you, Danny.
Thanks, Danny.
Great seeing you
Appreciate
guys.
all your time, man, and,
Yeah.
and all the info.
Can't wait to hang.
So
Yeah.
Book your hotels now for the festival because
Absolutely.
we're already
And
we
tickets go on sale next week.
yeah,
they do.
we're having
Yes.
Randy on Tuesday. It'll be after the tickets go on sale, but then we'll just try and sell out the rest of the festival.
Tell him I said hi.
I
And,
will. I will.
Tell him about the Penelope thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah.
I will.
See what
And
he says. I'm literally gonna text John when we get off. And
that's
I'll,
perfect. That's
Awesome.
perfect. All right. So if you want to go out, thank you for your time. We'll just finish up, and you don't have to stick around. So
Yep.
Awesome.
thank you.
Thanks, Danny.
Thanks, Danny. Really appreciate it.
See ya.
All right. Good
Right.
night. All right. That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome show. Yeah.
All right. So I will.
There was a lot of people watching tonight, and a lot of emojis clicking off there. The likes, the loves, the cares. It's still going off. Hundreds of them.
Hundreds.
I mean, yeah, there's a bunch of people watching. So.
Let me see. Let me just update it because I never updated it because I was talking to him and I never got. Now that I do this recording, all right, I got to turn the volume down. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Okay, come on. All right, there we go. I'll click on that.
If I didn't have to have a ladder to get my blood oath, I'd get it down right now and drink one of them.
Wow, there was a lot of people commenting. Matt was commenting.
Yes.
Well,
Yep.
All right, so I'll throw it out to everybody. I'll throw out the thing, and then I'll end this on the audio. A couple minutes. My wife is still up. She's pouring a bath. I can hear that. Let's see. I gotta get to this. Yes. Yeah. All right. Still, people are doing the laughing. All right. Copy.
I see the thumbs up emoji on yours. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, there's people on Zoom that watch too, which is crazy.
Oh, on the Zoom meeting?
Yep.
Oh,
Wait, that was the wrong. I just hit the wrong. Okay, let's get the right thing. Man, that barrel proof compared to 11 is insanely different. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Let's see. Did it go up? It's there. All right. So now I'm going to end it for everybody. All right, everybody. www.scotchybourbonboys.com. Hey, CT, I'm throwing this out to you. You are doing a phenomenal job. I actually, Nash has always done a great support thing, but the booking of everybody we've been booking, and it's going to be a ride for the next couple months because there's a lot of stuff coming on between me and you doing the booking. We picked up the game.
We need Nash just to be the eye
I
candy.
want to get Rob Snyder on with Tears of the Left.
So
Bourbon and whiskey.
have you been working on that?
Yeah.
You get him on, and you're right. You become royalty, even though you're already royalty, but still.
I've
Talking
already
about Rob
checked.
Schneider, the comedian?
Yes.
Yeah, he has
Yes.
Tears of the
I am
Left.
in.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
will dress as Deuce Bigelow tomorrow if he's coming on. I will totally. I'm going to get my own fish tank and everything.
I'm definitely going to contact him and see if we can't. I'm working on getting the bottles now. on my way back, riding back from Atlanta, my son was driving, and so I'm looking at getting the bottles. I've sent an email already, but yeah, I definitely want to get him on.
That's awesome.
That's perfect.
It just has a couple, like 3 or 4 weeks ago. They just started all these ads for that, and he's in all the ads.
Oh yeah, definitely. It would be great to have Rob on to promote his whiskey, because that is a great. I don't care what it tastes like. I would drink that. I'll drink that whole bottle right on the podcast.
It looks good, but looks can be deceiving.
Yeah,
So
but
we'll
it doesn't
find out.
matter. It's definitely what the temperature of the podcast. All right, everybody.
Yeah.
We've got a bunch of people coming on, but I'm going to finish up the audio. www.scotchybourbonboys.com for all things Scotchy Bourbon Boys, Glencairns, t-shirts. Contact me directly or just buy it off the website. Either way, it works. Remember, we're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X, along with and I'm kicked off TikTok, along with Apple, iHeart, and Spotify, and all other podcast networks. Whether you listen to us or watch us, make sure that you leave good feedback. So for some reason, again, YouTube did something weird. It just like spazzed out. So I don't know what it was. I just shut off my phone. So hopefully it came back on once I shut
They wanted you to speak about Rio more often.
Yeah.
You didn't mention it enough.
But anyways, all right. And then remember, make sure you leave, you leave good feedback on
feedback.
Apple, and then also make sure that you become a member, subscribe, do all those fun things. And then remember, good friends equals good times.
Good bourbon, and drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. Get out there and live your life uncut and unfiltered.
And our theme song will take us there it is. Will take us out. Come on.
Kentucky Bourbon Festival coming up.
On the floor, working hard all day till you can't no more. Life rolls on, but the choice is yours. How you play it out when you walk through that door. One bottle, one drink, one pour. That's what the Scotchy Bourbon Boys got in store. Tuesdays, Thursdays, come pull up a seat. We'll taste through the whiskey
On the rocks of neat.
Bourbon Scotch or a good old ride. Japanese, Irish, yeah, we'll tell you why. So wherever you're sipping, near or far, tune in with us from your home or your car. One bottle, one drink, one pour. That's a podcast you've been looking for. Yeah.
All right, that's done. We're going to be, I believe we're off of YouTube, but we're still on Facebook, which is no problem. I'm going to hit this audio magic. I think Danny did a great job, didn't he?
Oh,
Hey,
that was awesome.
Oh yeah.
And I would have to say, Matt, so did CT, considering he suggested a 10-year
And it might
Rio
happen.
at Kentucky Bourbon Festival.
That would be amazing. I might have to get like a whole extra luggage to bring that home.
If that happens, I'm going to need something special. You better bring me something good.
I got you. We can do that.
And it better not be freaking liqueur 43 vanilla mint.
So they got a new root beer one coming out. That's supposed to be pretty badass. It's like a root beer float.
Yeah, I mean, I can just put it in root beer and it tastes like a root beer float.
That's true.
Lay down.
I'll have some new ones for you. There's like 3 new ones on the shelf. So.
Period.
All right, so I'm saving.
Oh, yeah.
I'm good. That was the barrel strength difference between the 11. He is killing it. And you know what, Matt? It took everything for me not to open this.
Oh, dude, that's killer. Yeah, I got to buy that.
It took
I just
everything.
picked mine up today.
I passed on one.
Left of mine.
I was at Party Source and they had 4 of them, and I said, "Nah, today."
Why don't wait? Why didn't you buy all 4 and go?
Nope.
No,
I
wait.
don't do that.
Wait, why didn't you buy all 4 and go, Matt, today?
No.
He will buy them all from you.
No.
Probably would have.
Why?
His new
Why
nickname
would
is
you
Matt
not?
Barana.
Why would you not help Matt?
I
Yeah, it's
know.
Matt Piranha, dude. That's his new nickname.
Right?
Matt Barana.
Yeah, this was the last bottle they had at that branded barrel in Georgia. I was like, yeah, I'm going to get that.
Rio dropped in Ohio when we were in New Orleans.
Yeah, and Rachel bought you that bottle, and I still haven't opened it, even though I'm like, but it's it's yours. But I will tell you, we got this estate collection private select when we were with Wendy. So I was hoping to taste that. Oh my God, what's with that rye? So 2 people had awesome ryes. That rye was right up there with Leather and Oaks.
Yeah.
Why do I
That was good.
wait? When did lemon become a part of rye?
I mean, it's a grain. It's going to give different flavor profiles depending on what's done with it. And like he said, that other one that was blended in might have gave it that lemon profile. But yeah, very unique.
Using lemongrass.
Talking about the malted barley might have.
I think
malted barley might have kicked those notes up.
Hey Matt, how much of it did you see? Were you watching the whole time?
I tried to, but my phone died about a couple minutes ago. It died in the middle. I had to charge it. And then I brought my phone back out. We watched it again. I tried.
Okay. That's fine. I mean, I understand.
I worked 12 hours today, and I came home. My phone was at like 64%. I tried to charge it for like 15 minutes before my buddies got here. And then we jumped on when you guys got on around.
Time to go. Sit.
And it only died twice. And then we had to leave it charged for about 15 minutes each time to get up to like 40. So, my charger goes super quick. So,
Okay. Yeah. I've been associated with that charger.
you had to use it the one day because yours are not as good as mine.
It also charges 2 sets of. Hey, I told Roxy, just so you know, it's not a secret anymore.
Oh, good deal. Now we don't have to hide it anymore.
No more
Did you
hiding.
tell? Does everyone know the story? I think you need to tell them because I feel like the story is awesome.
I'm not sure if I know that story.
I don't think I do.
No, nobody knows this story except
I was uninformed.
Well, now
Matt.
it's time.
Okay, so
Bedtime story.
It's really funny.
So we get there, and we're there the first day. We go to New Orleans, and we get. So last time we were in New Orleans, Nash, as you remember, we couldn't. We could kind of crash it a little bit and be there for a few seconds for the judging. Remember that she let us come in, and they let us come in, but we weren't part of it, right? So me and Matt fly. We get there at what time was it, Matt? We get there at 9:30. We take an Uber to the hotel. We check into our room. We drop down at about 10:30, and at 10 o'clock the tasting was supposed to start. And we get there at 10:30, and they had just tasted through the first 4 whiskeys because they were running late or something delayed it. And they're like, so Barb's like, sit down. taste away. And we're like, what? And so we tasted all 31 of the whiskeys that
Holy
were,
shit.
we got to taste them all. But the most unique thing is you didn't know any of the categories. You didn't know whether it was finished. You didn't know whether it was rye. You didn't know whether it was bourbon. You didn't know whether, all the categories. And they were just mixed.
We're all mixed together.
Yeah. But
Wow.
I knew the 3 Andronanas though.
and we also knew Macaulay's honey.
Bourbon.
The honey was Macaulay's honey was obvious. Okay. So so then, so the one thing that was a surprise that we kind of whatever is that 2025 Four Roses special edition with Brent Elliott, limited edition Brent Elliott was entered. And we all knew it was good, but I didn't know how anybody rated it. We weren't rating, we were just tasting and talking with all the people who could do the ratings. And it was Derek, right? That's it. That was his name, Matt?
Yeah, at the end of the table.
Yeah, that was sitting with us, and Derek's really cool. Derek, what the crazy thing is Derek works in the office building of this mall in New Orleans. Mm-hmm. His job is literally right there. So I'm sitting next to him, and he's like, yeah, when I heard, because he's gone to the New Orleans Bourbon Festival where we were, Nash, and he's like, when I heard it was at the mall in my office building, he's like, I'm in. So it's like he could. So
he works right in there.
So Randy Ford had no desire. There's the honey from Dark.
Man, I almost got that bottle today.
You need
it's fantastic. You should all pick one.
2 guys in front of me. The guy put out one, and the guy in front, 2 guys in front of me. I'll take that. I'm like, shit.
At Malloy's.
Oh man.
Yep.
So did you talk?
One.
Did you talk to the Malloy's guy and tell him? Because he has more than one.
Oh, it'll be back. It's patience. You know how the game goes.
So
the Dark Arts finished in Mizunara.
Okay, so we're sitting there tasting through this, and Randy Ford, who's wearing a Scotchy Bourbon Boys t-shirt just like me, at this tasting, he's there, and he goes, so we finish up, and me and Matt were like, and we got to eat lunch and then taste afterwards, and we really got the feel of what it was to be a judge, even though our judging wasn't going through. We didn't put our ratings through.
We got to taste with no ratings, and then we just got to talk to the table about what each one tasted like and go through each one. But we didn't get to vote on our phones like they all got to vote.
That's still the perfect interview.
It was awesome. Yeah. The only thing was we didn't have our phones because we left them in the room, so we couldn't take pictures or do anything through it until halfway through. And I'm like, my phone only takes 30 minutes to charge. I
had my phone. You didn't have your phone, but yeah,
I didn't.
Right.
I was trying to shoot a reel. I thought it'd be really cool. So
I should send you some of the stuff so you can put it out there for yourself.
So we got into the thing with Tiny. Tiny, what was the charger at angle? Because Matt was talking about it only takes his phone 30 minutes to charge.
Well, but we did not think for 1 second that after the first New Orleans Bourbon Festival, we were going to be able to sit down and taste 31 bourbons. So his phone's sitting up there. When we got back up, his phone was 100% charged. My phone was fine, but I will tell you, as we left, so first it was like the morning session, and then all of a sudden they fed you lunch, which was phenomenal, and we're like, do we eat? And they're like, absolutely eat. And then we did the afternoon session, and we finish up, and Randy goes to us as we're walking out, he goes, I tried to pace myself, and he goes, in the morning I think I did, but in the afternoon I think I got whatever, and then he stumbled.
Yep.
And so we were going up the escalator, and so from that point on, which was about 2:00. Matt, would you say? We went back up to the room. Randy came up with us, and then we went down, and there was a thing. We had a drink at the bar for where we were staying, because they make you drink $15. They're like, we're gonna charge you. Go, you explain it, Matt.
It made no sense, because all the drinks were $17, but they give you $15 a day, and there's two of us standing there, so you know you're going to get 2 drinks for $34. Then they give you $15 on top of it, so it's $19 a day to have 2 drinks, which to me made no sense. But I don't know. You were supposed to do it for some odd reason.
We did it anyways.
They want to share the business. They want the business to prosper.
Yeah.
Well, right. So anyways, we went back down to the bar, and me and Matt had old fashions, and Randy's gets a pour of 1792. Just like, and it's like, it's a rocks glass. He goes, I'll have a pour of 1792, and it's a rocks glass full to the top.
Holy shit.
And it's like, Randy, you just were trying to get your bearings. This is going to take your bearings away. Just leave it. You know what I mean? And so we went over. We went to Chicken Cock, the tasting at Chicken Cock. So
That's awesome.
So there's a place called Barrel Proof, and Chicken Cock had a huge big thing at Barrel Proof. So we took the Uber to Barrel Proof. We get there, and Barrel Proof has Old Carter. They've got everything. Plus then the Chicken Cock guy's buying us a weeded, and then he's giving us samples, and Randy. So Matt's like, Randy's like, I gotta go check into the hotel. So he walks outside and gets an Uber, and Matt's like, we just can't leave him out there. So I'm sitting there at the bar. He goes out there, and he goes, okay. Randy got in the Uber and left, and all of a sudden, like 5 minutes later, Randy comes walking back in. I don't even know how that happened. Do you know how that happened, Matt? I don't.
No, he walked outside. He got in a car that wasn't an Uber, and then sat on a bench, and then came back in.
Wow.
It was a whole weird thing. I'm like, I don't understand. And he said that wasn't his car, but it was the same color as his car or something.
Hey, that's no funny shit. I know a guy down at Norris Lake that a friend of mine stays down there with us and hangs out. He got in an Uber, thought it was the Uber that was picking him up. He was drunk too. He got shot.
Oh, damn.
No way.
Because the guy got mad at him because he got shot.
The guy thought he was trying to get in his car and shot him twice.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit.
Man, that's some
See why I
bullshit.
tried to follow him outside? I'm like, I don't think he should walk outside by himself. This is not a good idea.
Not in New Orleans, anyway. Yeah.
No, where we were wasn't bad, but
still.
still.
To his hotel, and it had a gate on it, and you had to like buzz in with the lady, and she thought I was nuts. And I'm like, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen. And he was lit. I'm like, this is not.
Oh, he was lit. Yeah, he called me at some point, either that night or a different night.
He could have called you that night.
He was in the hotel.
Yeah, we had to do extreme things that night. So anyways, we go to the Chicken Cock tasting, and then he rides an Uber back, comes up to our room again, leaves all of his shit there. His who did we lose? Walker. Okay, he leaves all his stuff there.
Taking a call.
Okay, and then we go to the Dark Arts dinner.
Yeah.
And the Dark Arts dinner is phenomenal. And Macaulay's on fire. We're talking. I get Matt to eat stuff like you. Like I got you to eat a radish, you know, CT?
Tuna.
I don't think I ate a radish.
Yes, you had one. You did
We got it on film.
So, anyways, yeah, there's
same thing you got with the tomato.
So we go to this Dark Arts dinner, and Randy has he's sobered up, but he's like not quite. So we do the whole dark arts dinner. We meet this girl who's really good friends with Christy, and then also we meet Macaulay's fiance Avery, and we're just they're pouring and we're eating, and the pairings were phenomenal. I mean, it was really good. He ate tuna; it was still good. Everything was good. The honey. I got to finally taste the honey, and the honey was phenomenal. The pick for the festival. And I was just like, holy crap. And Randy's going, and everything's going good. And then Macaulay goes, we were going to get married in Key West in like a year and a half, but we're getting married on Saturday night at the festival. And I'm like, me and Matt are like, holy shit, it's a fucking wedding now. And we're like, all right. And then, so I'm still wearing the glasses because Macaulay is the one that told me to get these glasses, because the Meta glasses will record anything, or they'll take pictures. So I could tell it to take a picture, I can tell it to record, or I can hold it and take a video or take a click. So he's like, that's really cool. Everything you see is recorded. And I'm like, okay, so I've got him there and he thinks it's cool. I'm recording all of his, everything about the tasting. I'm recording everything at the table. And so after that comes the after party. And we go upstairs, kind of get ready, and it's at the, what is it? The Sazerac House. And I've never been to the Sazerac House in New Orleans. Even last time we didn't go, Nash, we did not go.
No, we didn't.
So we walk across from the hotel to the Sazerac House, but Randy isn't there. He doesn't come.
Yeah.
And we see Stephen Fonte, we see Ross, we see who else? We see
the beard guy.
Wait. No. Who do we really see? So Matt's got those. Show him the glasses, the dark arts glasses. Show him it. Yep, he's got. They gave him a 6-pack of it, and he's got one of it by his.
There's a 4-pack because it didn't have 6 in it. I think they might have took 2 of them.
Well, who cares? You got 4? Okay, so anyways, he's got this pack, and he's holding it with him, and Martin Duffy's there. And my God, he's holding it, and we see Martin Duffy, and we're taking pictures with Martin Duffy and Stephen Fonte, and all of a sudden Martin Duffy goes, what the hell is that? To Matt, and Matt's like,
he was really mad at my glasses.
Oh my God. He goes, Scotchy Bourbon Boys have Glencairns. Why does Matt have those shit glasses and whatever? And I mean, he hounded him. And at one point I said to Matt, it's like, Jesus Christ, Matt, just find a way to get rid of them. And he does. Matt. And he
found a lady that had dinner with us.
Yes.
And I had given her the glasses. And she said, will we see you at the festival? And I said, yeah. And she's like, I'll find you. And I'm like, okay. She found me 2 days later, which worked. And she's like, I have your glasses. I'm like, oh my God.
And those didn't break in your suitcase.
I didn't remember you, but thank you.
But I will tell you, Martin Duffy hounded him for like a half hour. And then after a half hour, I'm like, man, you gotta get rid of those. He's seriously hounding you. And he did. It was phenomenal. So, okay. So we're at the Sazerac House, and all of a sudden there's a bar in a speakeasy kind of thing. And me and you went back there, right? Or did I leave you?
No, what happened was you went with Ross into this room, and I was talking to the big white bearded dude.
Okay.
And he goes, have you ever had Sazerac 18 next to Sazerac 125? And I was like, no. And he goes, you want to? And I'm like, yes. And then you were gone, and I didn't know where you went. I had to go downstairs, ask a lady, And she's like, there's a tasting room upstairs by a big movie screen and just go in the door. And I'm like, okay. That's how I found you.
Okay.
I did a Sazerac 18 with the Sazerac 125.
So we're sitting.
And then
you did that, right? And then you came up.
Yeah, well, I came in at the end and I'm like, can I try foolproof and sweet wheat? And I'm good on everything else. And he goes, sure. And then he pours them for me.
Ross poured that, and we take a picture with me, Ross, and the sunglasses.
Oh, it's on me. It's on my story today. Was the picture of me, you, and Ross.
Right.
Nash, can you copy that? I can't get it.
Can somebody send Walker the invite to the thing again? Because
Yeah, I tried copy. I couldn't get it on my phone.
You want me to put it out there again on Facebook?
Well, Randy's trying to get in too, so.
So you're almost to the part where you lost your glasses.
Okay, so we go back to the hotel room, and Randy is sleeping there.
He's sleeping in the corner in a chair.
He's sleeping in a chair, and Matt's like, Randy, wake up! You gotta go. We gotta get you to your hotel because he's got all of his stuff in our room. So we basically walk Randy the 3 blocks from the hotel back to his hotel. And initially, Matt's like, now you have to understand, when Matt's drunk, he's intense. He is intense. It's just like, he gets like, what would you say? Everything about Matt when he's sober is like totally cool, and he's just veg, and he's cool. But when you're drunk, you get like razor sharp focused about helping people.
I make sure nothing happens to nobody that I know where I'm at.
And I'm like, I'll go. So I'm sitting there, I'm done. And he's like, I gotta walk Randy home because I can't let anything happen. So I'm like, okay, I'll go with you. And he's like, you don't gotta go with me. I'm like, why would I? You're walking Randy home. Why wouldn't I walk with you and then come back the 3 blocks and walk with you so you're not walking alone? And he's like, I don't need any help. It's just like you're just like whatever. I'm like, Randy, I'm like, I'm just going with you guys. So I go with him. But my iron bladder, which since probably like 1 o'clock in the afternoon hasn't gone to the bathroom yet. So this is now 12:30 after a whole thing of drinking. I walk with him back to Randy. We drop Randy off, make sure he goes up in the elevator behind the steel curtain doors.
Steel gate that you had to like buzz in to get in the thingy.
And then
pretty badass.
Holy no. Okay. I was like thinking I drank that much barrel strength. And I'm like, oh, okay. It's only this much. But anyways, so we go. So we're on our way back, and Matt's like, I need a beer. I'm like, what the hell? Who's coming in? Walker's coming back.
Yep. Randy's coming in.
I gotta get out of here.
Okay.
Take care, Super Nash.
Wait,
All right.
But Nash, 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So we do all this shit. We go back to the. I ended up peeing on the steps of Caesar's Palace, and then we go back because I gotta change, and then we go out for a beer. The next morning we wake up, and I can't find. I cannot.
Do you pee on yourself or pee on the steps of Caesar Palace?
Both.
Eat on the building right
Caesar's
outside the front door.
Casino.
Oh my gosh.
So then we wake up the next morning and I can't find these. And I'm like, Matt, I can't find my glasses. So we retrace our steps back to the Sazerac house. Then we wait till it opens. Matt buys like 80 bottles, which is going to be.
Oh my God.
You bought more. No,
Three.
no. There was way more than 3.
No, there wasn't. The Sazerac pick that I broke, the Eagle Rare. I bought Sazerac 125 because I liked it better than Sazerac 18, and I bought a cognac.
Okay.
1792.
Okay, so he buys 3 bottles for his suitcase, and I basically asked the people, did they find my glasses? And they're like, no, whatever. So I'm like panicking. I'm like, my wife's going to kill me. These glasses are expensive, and she gave them to me for Christmas, and I've lost them.
And what did I say all day long? Yeah, you'll find them. It's okay.
But I went on the app, and the app says they're not connected and couldn't find it.
Yeah, but I still told you were going to find it.
Yeah, but I showed you that picture this weekend. I sent you the picture.
Mm-hmm.
There was,
and I thought you left them in a whole other state.
No. I left one. I took one to Wisconsin and left the other one in Ohio. And there was a big, huge gap on the United States between Wisconsin and Ohio, showing they both were there. But this fucking app would not show it was there. So I'm like thinking somebody took them. I went outside, checked where the whole by Caesar's Palace, and I checked everywhere.
No, you checked where you fell on the train tracks. That's where you checked.
Yeah, I checked Caesar's Palace
too.
The
whole part.
Yes.
You did. You were like, I was like, this is where you.
Oh my God! Yes. So first I take a leak, and I tell Matt we got to go back because I got to change because there was some extra shit. Even though I pissed on the side of Caesar's on video. I'm sure it was on goddamn video. Anyways,
it had to be. I'm like,
and then
every time we walk by, I say, Jeff, that's the building you watered. It's taller now. Look at it.
So then we're running across, and it wasn't the train tracks. I run across the train tracks, but what gets me is when I'm running where they have palm trees, the sand where the palm trees are. I hit that, and I fucking go down. And then I just I got right back up. I was pissed because I wasn't that drunk, but still.
It was crazy. But I thought he was trying to tackle something on the ground, but then I found out he wasn't. And he was just trying to run.
Yeah, my pants had dirt on his knee and everything. So we go back up and I'm like, Matt, we can have a fucking beer. Just let me change my shit. So I changed my shit up in the hotel, and we took a fucking Uber to this place called.
It was the place of the cheese fries.
Alibis.
Yes, Alibis.
And then
we had Guinness,
and we had a beer, and then it was 2 blocks from Bourbon Street, so we walked across Bourbon Street. I'm like, that's Bourbon Street map, and we went back and we got in bed 2:00 in the morning, and then. I wake up the next morning and these aren't anywhere. So we go to Sazerac house. Nope, nothing. I'm like, I am not getting in trouble. I'm buying another pair at Sunglass Hut, which opens at 11.
I told him not to. I told him specifically not to. You would find them.
Right. He's like, I think they're right. So I buy the other pair. We go the whole day until about 6:00 that night, and we go up to the hotel room and we're sitting there. And we're looking down at our hotel could look down at the top of the parking deck and see the whole festival. And there's two blinds. There's a dark blind for when whatever, and then there's a see-through blind for the day that kind of blocks the sun. And
it's the same color as your glasses thing. It's brown. It's brown.
Yeah, the same color as this.
It's brown.
So so I've got the new glasses. I've already done a bunch of video. We're sitting there, and I'm sitting on the bed. We're getting ready because this is the night of the grand taste, the first night of the grand tasting. And Matt's there, and we've had the dark one up because it lets light in, and Matt basically wants to see it. And the day before I had looked out there without it, and then we dropped it down. He pulls it up, and I'm sitting in the bed, and it's literally 2 feet from me. And it's sitting on the ledge. And it's not the new ones. It's got this little JM sticker. And I go to Matt.
So funny is, I grab it and I throw it on the bed. I'm like, dude, this is what you were looking for. It was the funniest shit you will ever see in your life.
Oh my God. Now I've got
I was
2
like,
pairs.
What did I tell you all day long? And then you go buy these glasses.
Yep.
Come on, man. I was like,
Listen to
dude,
'em.
maybe you should listen sometimes when people are telling you stuff because look, here's your glasses, bro.
I wouldn't have been able to record that interview with the cook.
Hey, guys, I do got to get out of
Yep.
here.
All right,
I gotta
there you
call-
go.
I got to
All
call my
right.
son.
All right.
All right,
All right,
Nash.
peace
Much
out.
love, brother.
All right.
Much love to
Thanks.
y'all, brother. All right.
See you
See you, Nash.
Tuesday.
All right, see y'all.
We lost
Good night.
the other guy. Where did he go?
Kurt's
we didn't
here.
lose him. He's still
Hey,
here.
Art.
Cheers, Kurt.
Just figured out how to figure this shit out. Kind of, I'm stuck in a motel in Watford, North Dakota, and I came across your channel here, and I'll tell you what, I'm digging Penelope and have been for a long time. So thank you for the invite, and you guys are my kind of people, man.
You're from Bozeman, Kurt?
No, I'm from Columbus, so big, right in between Big Timber and Building. So the pretty much right on the Yellowstone and headed up to the Beartooth Mountains into the park here. So I run 406 Bourbon and Barrels. I'm kind of new at this. My grandfather got me into bourbon years ago. I inherited some of his collection. Some of them are pre-prohibition. I've got, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of bottles right now. So I just do little write-ups and stuff like that I cross-reference with Montana and outdoors and all that stuff. And I'll be starting to channel up this fall kind of thing, doing interviews and blinds and all that stuff. So that's pretty much me, but I dig you guys, and I'll bow out right here.
You don't have to, man. Welcome
you
to
don't
the
have to.
chaos.
Yeah,
It's
you
fun.
Yeah, don't bow
We're
out.
here
Hang
for it.
out.
Wow.
No,
Yeah,
I don't need. I guess I don't need bow out. I just I can't see you, but hit the button that says done speaking, that kind of thing. So right on.
Oh, okay.
Swipe it to the. Keep your
Yeah.
picture on where you can see it, and then swipe your whole screen to the left.
All right, I'm trying it.
And then you should see all of us, and then you'll come up in the corner because I can see me in the corner, and I got Walker above
Okay,
me. I
can
got
you hear
Jeff
me
and
now?
John.
Yeah, we could hear you
Yeah,
the
you're
whole
good.
time.
Yeah, we
Now
can
we
hear
can see you too.
Oh, right on. Okay, cool. Well, this is all new to me. So, did somebody have someone from Chicago?
Yeah, John did.
Right here.
So, the house I live in Columbus, Montana, is called the Michael Jacobs House. And the guy that carved the lions out in front of the Art Institute, Michael Jacobs, for the World's Fair, I own his house.
No shit. That's cool,
Yeah.
man.
Wow, that's cool.
So right now I'm redoing this bar downstairs because it's been all redone in Brazilian cherry and stuff, and that's when I'll end up starting my deal. But I've got some people in my group like Cole Hauser, Rip.
Yeah.
I've got a few other cool people in there. They're patriots and stuff that are in the group. They definitely like their privacy, but I'll be doing some interviews with people around in our industry from our neck of the woods and stuff like that. And I'm stoked about it, man. It's just fun. I don't walleye fish anymore. Sold my boat. They're about 140 grand now. So I'm like, well, I'll start in the bourbon thing. I've been enjoying it for the last few years, and my palate's kind of developed into it. Now it's not a problem. It's a passion. We'll put it that way.
Absolutely. Hey, welcome to the chaos, man. This is cool, man. Like, how cool is that?
Yeah.
Right on.
So you're
Oh, my
Columbus, Colorado?
No, Columbus, Montana.
Montana.
Yeah.
And
so
you
I actually grew up
close
in
to
the
you,
Bitterroots.
Jeff.
So Yellowstone, that was pretty much, that's a Chief Joseph ranch where they have the Yellowstone duck ranch. That was pretty much my backyard.
Oh, that's awesome.
Did you say I saw you message earlier. You have a younger son, obviously, in military intelligence, correct?
Yeah, so Nash was on here. He went to Montana State on a 4-year national scholarship, studied in Amman, Jordan, stayed with a Palestinian host family while he's learning Arabic. And then his senior year, he got a board scholarship and studied Russian in Riga, Latvia. And I know why he went over there, because that's a target-rich environment. That was his whole senior year, and he met a girl. There's 65% women over there versus 35% guys.
That's wild, man.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say Walker's in the Army. Randy over here in the maybe your far left or right corner. He's got a son in the military in the Coast Guard. My brother-in-law was captain in the U.S. Army. He did 2 tours in Iraq and Kuwait. So yeah, you're among friends.
If you were to ever Google my name or something, you'll see some write-ups in there on Rob. So, as far as I'm concerned, those people that served our country is our most valuable citizens. That kind of thing.
Right. Even to this day, all the people over there now serving our country.
Yeah, 100%. So Rob is my oldest. He's second cav. He's he lives in Hamburg, Germany, in the Old Town, but he's Camp Rose Barracks over there. MI. He's a first lieutenant now in military intelligence. I'm sure some of you Army guys know where that area is. He's a striker unit, First Squadron's War Eagles.
Yeah,
so pretty proud
Nashville, I think, was actually born in Germany.
Yes, he was.
Right on. So Oktoberfest over there is pretty freaking cool. I'll tell you that. If you haven't got to go yet, you should go. 14 of us went last late September, and I drank like 5 gallons of beer. But I miss my freaking bourbon. I'll tell you.
I'm trying to get to Ireland for the Irish whiskey.
Oh hell yeah! No, I trying to get me over there.
Have to go to Ireland.
We're trying to get Scotchy Bourbon Boys thing in Ireland where we do a tour and we just hook up and then everybody from the group goes over there.
Oh, that's freaking badass. I might be in on that thing. I've been over to, I like Germany, all over there, Austria, Prague. I think Prague has got a real good place in my heart. I love that old school shit over there and those old castles and all that stuff. And it's cheap. But I haven't got up to Ireland yet, but I could be persuaded. We'll put it that way. And I just kind of started in my Scotch journey now too. So that's going to be a problem because every time I tell myself I'm done buying bottles, I come home with a new fucking shelf.
Well, you're among friends. It's cool.
Right on.
Your son will probably be coming back my way at some point because when he comes back through Arizona, that's where I'm at right now. So.
Oh yeah, So he went through Camp Huachuca. So am I saying it right? Down south there? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fort. But other than that, absolutely.
Yeah, right on. He got Recondo Award over there, and they wanted to get him to go into Ranger stuff.
Tiny here to tell you about Whiskey Thief Distilling Company and their newly opened tasting room. Whether you are up for a farm-to-glass distilling experience on the Three Boys Farm in Frankfort, Kentucky, or an out-of-this-world tasting experience in Nulu, you won't be disappointed. At both locations, their barrel picks all day, every day, are like none other. Each location features stations with 5 barrels, each featuring their pot-distilled bourbons and ryes. Once the barrels have been thieved and tasted, you can make a selection and thieve your own bottle. A day at Whiskey Thief with their friendly staff and ownership will ensure you many good times with good friends and family. Remember to always drink responsibly, never drink and drive, and live your life uncut and unfiltered.
On the floor working hard all day till you can't no more. Life rolls on, but the choice is yours, how you play it out when you walk through that door. One bottle, one drink, one pour. That's what the Scotchy Bourbon Boys got in store. Tuesdays, Thursdays, come pull up a seat. We'll taste through the whiskey on the rocks and eat.